Fingers crossed. All right, looks good. Looks good. All right, was that under a minute? I hope that was under a minute.
I think it was. Yeah, my phone just went off, and I was like, "Why did I set an alarm?" Then I realized, "Oh, hello."
All right, yeah, we're back, baby. We're back. Hey,
We're
what's up,
live.
Major? Well, we've got a few people here today. Fuck yeah,
We're
dude.
live.
A few people chatting it up. All right, we're live. Are we good? Are we good? Are we good? Hey, Tamarella, good to see you back. Thank you for everyone sticking around. Yeah, this looks a lot better. I've got 2 internets, which sounds ridiculous, but thank fuck I have it. Now, what do you use, Mitchie? Do you use your home? Do you have MBN?
I do have MBN, but I use home internet. It's good.
Yeah.
It's good. I've only had like a couple of issues, but I do know what it's like having bad internet, so I do feel.
Yeah.
for
Wait,
people.
did you have in Adelaide? Did you have bad internet?
Yeah, I had like 3 uploads, so yeah.
Yeah, because I was on like 1 megabit upload.
That's
then,
right.
Yeah, and then I ended up getting like all this mobile data. And then all of a sudden Telstra, straight after I paid all this shit ton for 2 phones and everything for all this mobile data, Telstra's like, hey, we just thought we'd give everyone 5 megabits on their cable internet. And I'm like, great. So I didn't need to pay all that money for. So, but I can, yeah. So now I've at least got 2 options. So if one kind of goes to shit, I can switch to the other one. So it's good. It's good.
The Australian internet situation is just disgusting.
Yeah, I know. And it's funny because I'm going to talk to you a bit about that for a certain topic down the track. So yeah, but we'll jump into it, dude. All right. Everyone on the podcast today, a special friend of mine, and hopefully at the end of this, a special friend of all of yours.
Potentially. Please like me. I'm a nice person.
Oh, they'll like you, baby. Mitchiijohn, everyone. Oh, Mitchiijohn on the podcast. How you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great, brother. How was the bloody how was everything? How was your day off?
It was alright. I didn't do too much. Like, I lost track of time because I was hanging out. I was just playing some off-stream Siege, and then I smashed a bunch of drawers today. Context.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna need context for that.
One of my sisters is moving out, so she's got like, all these wooden drawers and stuff, and she's not gonna need them. So I was like, cool. We have a sledgehammer in the garage, and I just went nuts, and it's fun.
Well, you just got out some rage.
Yeah, actually, you know what? I really did. It was cool. I kind of like hands-on stuff, so smashing a bunch of like drawers and stuff. Sorry to my neighbors, but not sorry.
Well, you know what? It's funny you say sorry to your neighbors. I'm wondering what your neighbors think now, because I saw on your Instagram yesterday you had posted like a whole bunch of Instagram stories of you playing across the street from your house in the playground, just by yourself, and I thought, Jesus, like, you're just on everything. I'm thinking, and you must have been there for a while because you played on a whole bunch of stuff.
I was at the park for like an hour because this park's like legit. Like, if I have the window open, you can see it. It's just across the road. I went and got some dinner, and then I was walking inside, and then I was like, "There's no one at the park." I was like, "It's such a nice day." I was like, "Screw it, I'm just gonna go eat some dinner in the park." And then I've never actually been to that park. It's been open for like 2 months. I've never walked on the grass, anything. So I walked on it, and then I was like, you know what? I'm going to go down the slide. I'm going to play on the seesaw. The slide is dangerous. Like, I saved the video. I have to upload it again.
Yeah, you said you smacked your head.
Halfway down, I smacked my head because the slide goes down, and then it sharply turns. But you can tell it's made for kids. And I think for a 24-year-old adult, going down a kid's slide isn't really the best thing. So I went down and just smacked my head, and then like you could just see the video, like usually someone would be down like that, and like it took me a while to get down, and then I was just like, cool. But it was fun.
Do you ever worry? Okay, so here's a question, because this is what I was thinking as I was watching it. One, how good is it to be a kid?
I know, right?
I do miss it watching that. I'm like, shit, man. Like, because as an adult, like, people will probably, like, if someone was across the road, they'll probably like, what's this guy doing?
Luckily, because there are houses around, I was thinking someone at any point's going to watch. But then as I was walking home, there was a dude that was sitting on the park bench, and he just looked at me as he looked up from his phone, and I was just like, yeah, because like obviously I was walking backwards and forwards, hitting start and record on my phone.
Yeah, so he knew you were doing.
You know
stuff.
what? Like, I don't
care. Fuck it, yeah, 100%.
You only live once, so yeah.
So here's the main thing I was thinking though.
Yeah.
I have this big fear, and you can tell me if this is irrational, of filming like either outside of my house or anywhere near my house. Whether it's like on social media or streaming or anything like that, because I'm always worried that someone is going to dox me. Do you ever get that fear that someone's going to like dox you, or do you think it's like an over the top kind of.
Yeah,
Everyone on Twitch is
I know
so
what you mean.
protective of like their just where they live or their names and whatnot. Do you have that? Do you care really like what you shared with the world, or are you a bit
Sometimes
careful?
yes, sometimes no. Usually I'm a very private person. It's only in like the last few months I've started opening up like stuff about going on in my life. But
Yeah.
where I live and stuff, I've kind of, I mean, I try not to share it. I mean, I took a few photos yesterday and I nearly uploaded one that had like the street sign on the corner where I live, and I was like, oh, maybe not. So I got rid of that one. But like, I have had a few people in my streams from Sydney like say, oh, random, do you work at this place? I'm like, yeah, and so they know they sort of where I live in the area.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the same time, I did get drunk on stream last year and give away my address without me knowing. So that wasn't the
On
smartest move.
stream.
Yeah, well, the backstory is that my neighbor across the road's alarm was going off for about 11 hours because it was just before Christmas. I think they went away for holidays.
That's the worst, dude. When alarms and you know what? How often? Like that's the thing. Alarms seem to go off more often. Like I mean, I guess it would go off then if someone actually broke in. But the worst thing is when an alarm goes off. Clearly, no one's home, and then you have to listen to it for the rest of the day.
The worst part is that even with my window closed, I was streaming, you could actually hear it through the mic. Like if I had to like put filters on stuff to like cut it out, but it got to a point where I was like on stream with another friend who was streaming, and we were having a few drinks. I had a few too many, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna call a local police station. So I did.
Oh shit!
And I live streamed myself calling the police station, but I muted my mic. But as I had it muted, I was like standing up, looking out the window, like calling the police.
Yeah.
I forgot to mute my mic for Discord, and so my friend who was streaming, people from his stream heard it. And I gave out my phone number and my address, and then after the stream, I was like a little paranoid. I was like, I'm gonna get swatted, or like, not that I'm like, I didn't want to be swatted or anything.
Well, okay, so
like,
it's funny that you bring up swatting. Did you hear about? Okay, so you hear about that story where that guy, and you know, since this thing happened, I haven't heard of anyone getting swatted since, and I think this might be like the real definitive end to swatting, because there was that guy that they were playing Call of Duty in America, somewhere in America, and they were doing a wager a match. It was like for $1.50 or some shit.
I know with this one, yeah, right,
and the guy in the match actually got another guy to do the SWAT call. So this guy calls up the police. Says that he's gonna kill everyone in his house or something like that. Gives an address. The police rock up at this house, and a guy opens the door, and one of the cops, they've got, you can see the video of it. The police have the house around, cars everywhere, and they're pretty far back from the house. The guy opens the door. This is footage from one of the police officers, like chest cams or something. Guy opens the door. Cop instantly just, this is America, thinks that the guy at the door is grabbing for a gun at his belt, so a cop just shoots, kills the guy dead. Turns out wasn't the right house for starters. It was completely not the house of the person that was playing Call of Duty. This was just a father that went to his door over the evening just to see what the commotion was, and got shot dead, and that was it. Life over. Turns out, I saw like 2 days ago, I think it was, that the guy that made the call just got 20 years.
20 years.
20 years. Yeah, 20 years jail.
It's so stupid.
Because
like,
essentially, it's like the blood is on his hands. You know what I mean?
Pretty much, yeah.
But people are also kind of crying out for the police officer who took the shot to, you know, to have some accountability, because
absolutely,
America, dude, scares the shit. I love America, but like I traveled there. I know you have as well. Yeah. But brother, like the gun really shit, sad, dude, scares the shit out of me. But I mean, do you reckon after that? Yeah, CJ says it should be life. I agree. A lot of people are saying it should be life, but I think 20 years. I mean, that's going to deter a fuck ton of people from like swatting. Have you heard of anything recently about swatting? Because for a while there,
not for a while. That was the last thing I actually heard about it. But like, I was talking about it a couple of weeks ago on stream because I was watching. Like, this was a late night off stream. I stumbled across like top 10 swatting videos, and there was one that I showed people on stream, which was like in Russia or something. And these two dudes are just sitting there playing League or something, and like this Russian SWAT team come in, and like within not even 2 seconds, the dudes are on the ground with guns behind their head, and it's scary, like hearing all the screaming and commotion. And I'm like, I didn't want that. I don't want that ever happening to me. And I think if people are like, I trust people in my chats, and I'll be that stupid to not do that, even as a joke.
Well, that's the thing. I almost. Have you seen any of it? Have you ever seen someone get swatted in Australia? I don't think I've ever seen an Australian SWAT video. I think the most, like I've seen, like obviously a shit ton of American ones, But I've
Yeah.
seen I saw one in the UK.
Mm.
And have you seen the one where a guy gets swatted and he's like, oh, there's knocking at my door, and he goes to his door,
Yeah,
and then the two
I
police
forget
officers
his
come in,
name,
and
yeah.
they just got like a notepad, and they're just like, all right, what's going on here?
But
You know?
like while he's been swatted, he's still in the middle of a ranked game of League of Legends. He's still playing League of Legends. I know who you're talking about. I forget his name.
Gross Score? You're talking about Gross
Yeah,
Score?
him.
Yeah,
Oh,
him
you're
as well.
talking
And
about
he's,
someone else.
I was talking about
Yeah.
another guy, but in the UK, it's like, and that would be the same in Australia. Like, cops wouldn't come in with rifles and be like, get down on the ground, motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like, but in America, I've heard that, people's mums and dads been thrown to the floor because they just bust in and they throw them down. It's terrifying. And I think that kind of culture, I mean, I think that swatting after this, seeing that someone got essentially, I mean, let's be real.
Yeah.
He's about 23, I think. He might be a bit older. He's like mid-20s, let's say. And he's just been given 20 years. But people are saying, let's be real, he'll probably get let off on some sort of Bailey, I don't know, some shit. I don't even know how the fuck that works. 20 years should be 20 years. Yeah. But, I mean, if he serves that term, he'll be like 40 something when he comes out. Some of the best years of his life just thrown away for a stupid, in his eyes, probably a prank or something, and it's crazy. It's like, it's terrifying that people don't seem to see the gravity of like their actions on the internet.
Pretty much.
And I kind of hope that scenario of that guy getting 20 years will maybe slow it down, that people will go, oh shit, well, it's like beforehand, there was no consequence. No. People got swatted, and then the person that swatted didn't really get any, like, there was nothing.
No, it's a really scary thing, and it's really bad. But like, there's a thing as in taking a joke, having a joke, and then taking it too far, and that's just taking it way too far. Like, and yeah, it's really bad. Like for a 23-year-old, you're an adult. Like, make the right decisions in life.
Yeah,
like,
100%.
Like, it's just it amazes me how many stupid people there are in the world like that.
It's terrifying to think about how many stupid people there are. I mean, it's like, apart from swatting, it's like, what are the other kind of things, I guess, that could be done? Like, really, like, what are the other risks? Like, really, it is just like giving people your address, I guess, or your name. Like, I mean, I have to admit, like, I've never swatted someone, obviously.
No. Yeah,
but I've there was a guy. I have this story, I'm curious if you've ever been compelled to do this as well. I was playing back in the day of like Hearthstone, when Hearthstone was a big thing, and I was working landscape maintenance, and I was on lunch break, and you could play Hearthstone on your phone, and I was like all about it. So I'd always play Hearthstone on my phone. And I beat this guy, and that was it. I was just like, okay, whatever. But he hit me up, and he's like, "You little shit!" And he went off on me, in like, he added me as a friend. I knew he would. When someone adds you as a friend, and after you've beaten them, and you know what's about to happen. You know they're not gonna be like, "Good game, my fair sir. I bid you adieu." They're gonna be like, "Fuck you, you shit." So I added this guy, knowing what was about happening. Of course, he mouths off on me and says that I'm a pay to win person, which I paid pretty much nothing, like maybe a couple of bucks here and there.
Yep.
And his name was something like, it was Clayglass. Clayglass. So he obviously was a fan of like Lord of the Rings or something, Clayglass, like Legolas. So I was like, I don't know, that's a pretty unique name. So I just searched it on Google, and then I found he had like a League of Legends account, and I saw his name was Clayton. So I looked up Clayton League of Legends, and I ended up finding his full name from all of this. Full name, shit. Address in America, his Facebook page. I knew all his family's names. I knew everything. And I just sent it to him I made an anonymous Facebook and sent it to him and I said, luckily I'm not someone that would do anything with this, but I said, just a heads up, all your shit's very easy to find on the internet. Like, you might not want to mouth off to people. And I thought he probably mouthed off to a heap of people, or he knew it was me. But he blocked me on Facebook after that. Wow. But I thought, but it made me realize, shit, like, if it's that easy from a simple fucking username, because I just saw it as like a fun project to like at first, because I was like, I could probably find who these guys, and I found everything about him from one single username. And it's like, it's not that hard. Like, we don't realize how much stuff we put up on the internet.
No, like, you can find things very simple. Like, it's like if you go into like a shop and you read someone's name badge, you could just type in like on like simple Facebook search their first name, their job, and which city they live in, and you could find them. Like it's pretty simple.
I got rid of Facebook because it's I got rid of it.
I don't use it anymore much. Like I really just only like if it's just there to share a photo.
Is Facebook still relevant? I want to know that because I don't really know anyone that uses it. Is it still like a thing people
do a scroll right now? Really, all it is just ad. Someone shared a video ad like a lot of like
pray like memes and ads, and middle-aged people saying that their cake didn't bake properly or something. I don't know.
Oh no.
Is that offensive to middle-aged people? But you know what I mean. I find it. It's like it's a lot more of the older generation seem to be sticking to Facebook. A lot of it's. Why do you think it is that the Twitch community didn't really fuck with Facebook? Because you never see people reading their panels saying, "Check out my Facebook page for." Why did it not take off? Like, as someone who uses it still, what was like the reason that was Twitter just too easy? Like,
I think Twitter's easy. I think the thing with Facebook was that I think some people just didn't want it to maybe a personal thing. People didn't want their actual personal Facebook somehow linked to their
because that's the thing. I hate stuff that you'll make a new account to be anonymous on something. Even with Instagram, I found this. You make a new account to be anonymous, and then it was somehow people you don't know, like people know, I should say, like family members. Like say you make like your gaming Instagram, but all of a sudden you've got like your mum like following it, and you're like, wait, where is this being shown? Like who is?
I got caught out on someone, and it's because I was stalking. But context is like this was maybe a year ago. My sister and I, we kind of we had a little short falling out. Everything's all good now, but she blocks me on everything, and I just wanted to check her socials, make sure she's doing all good, okay? Because like I'm a very protective brother. Yeah. And I made like a second Instagram account, didn't link it to my personal Facebook, nothing. And like I went and checked her story on this private one, and then I get a screenshot like maybe an hour later and says, "Why are you stalking me?" And it's just it said your Instagram name, like it shows all the people who looked at the story. It had my second Instagram name, and then it had my full name that I have on Facebook, and I was like, how they're not even linked. So you can't stalk people. Don't do it.
You'll get caught.
But, like it's crazy how much it's like how much your phone, because Facebook and Instagram are kind of a company, but it's crazy how much like it's all linked.
It all just links up, even if you don't want it to be somehow. And what was that feeling when you realized you got caught out? Was that awkward? Because I can imagine. I was just like, I'm just checking to make sure you're doing okay. Yeah. But then I was more mad because like I can't help but think like, shit, now like you can't do nothing without getting caught. The only way you're going to do things without getting caught is if you go do it physically yourself by hanging out someone's window, which I don't recommend. That's a crime. Don't do it. Yeah. It's funny because stalking on the internet, like I've done it, like and that sounds terrible, but I think
we all have, like we're lying to ourselves.
I've tried to suss people out using Facebook, and I feel like since I got rid of Facebook, I haven't done. Facebook is the absolute like stalker's tool. Like you can search a name up, and then if their page is not blocked or private or whatnot, you can see so much about a person. It's terrifying.
It is, and it's like the same when you look up an ad. Like you Google something on Google, it'll appear as an ad on Facebook. Okay, and that is scary.
Have you tried this? Have you fucking tried this?
Okay, yep.
Have you tried the listening test? Like I don't know if that's what it's called.
Okay,
where you talk to your phone and you say like something over and over, and eventually you're starting ads to do with what you've been talking about. So I'm still getting ads like a year later. I'm not even kidding. For Bunnings Warehouse. Because I started talking about hammers. I said to Tay, I bet this will work. So I started talking about hammers and shovels, and I was saying Bunnings. And I did it for like not even that long, I swear. And this could be the biggest coincidence. Part of me goes, surely this is I was only doing it for like an hour, and I got bored and I stopped. Wow. And now I still get ads on YouTube. Usually, I swear today I had an ad at the top of my YouTube app for Bunnings. I'm like, this has to be like a coincidence. Bunnings is a big brand, but it's still it came up. I never used to get. So I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, and I've heard.
Let's test it. Like, I've heard people doing that shit. I'll keep checking my socials. Like, today I used a sledgehammer. I might need to go buy a new one from Bunnings. Let's go buy a new sledgehammer from Bunnings. All right, let's try that, and I'll keep scrolling through my socials. And if I get an ad for Bunnings, I'll let you guys know.
Because
it's scary. It's so scary.
It is. I mean, like the techno. Okay, so I have. Oh, I don't have it here. I put it in my cupboard. I when I signed up for a new Telstra plan, right? They sent me one of those Google Homes or whatever. You know, it's like essentially Alexas and Siris and all that. I sound like an old person. It's like the series and all that. But it's like, you know, you can have those like Alexas and the Google Homes where you can say, hey Google, like, you know, does this look infected? I don't know, something like that. And Google will be like, I don't know. See your doctor. I don't know. But that I didn't set it up. I was like, fuck this. Like I'm pretty ready to sell it. Like I want to use it, but I'm just not sure. But it's like you're talking into this thing. It's getting essentially sent somewhere, and the thing is, it has to be always listening, right? It has to always be listening for the fact that it's ready for you to say hello Google. So it's always and what was the story? The story was something like a family realized that there was like another Alexa, it was like a Google Alexa saying, and another family was able to hear another family's conversations. It was getting sent to another family or something. All people have found that like things that they've said have been stored somewhere on different devices, and like I wasn't recording this. It's like who is saving this? Who's like, you never know when companies are saving all this shit, right? And using it for marketing. But then you also think like, okay, well, I don't do anything illegal. Like I'm not spurting out hate crimes and all this shit in my home. But it's like, are our conversations private? I mean, we have these devices that are listening to us. Like, I know this is very tinfoil hat.
No, it's like I know what you mean.
That somehow, I mean, if I was to hypothetically do a crime, and let's just say kill a person, this is like fucking heavy to the extreme. I would throw my phone away because I'd be like, without. And it's like I've thought of this, but I'm just saying, like. You wouldn't even have to call someone. I think these, like, I'm sure they could track your phone and listen to it. It's like as well. Like, are you one of these people that are paranoid about your webcam being spied on?
Sometimes, like, on my old MacBook, I used to just stick blue tack on the camera on the laptop. Okay,
yeah, exactly.
But that was back then. But now these days, like, I got two webcams in front of me. I'm just like, what up? I'm not doing anything wrong. Like, legit. Like my bed's over there. Like you can't see me sleep. I don't want people to see me sleep. Like, Jesus,
100%.
Like, you want to go blind, sure. Like, look at me in the morning, sure. But legit, when I'm off stream, legit, the worst that people will see is me slouched back in this chair, just like that. Like, honestly. But I mean, if people, like, I say this to my child all the time. I'm like, you guys like must be bored if you want to come hang out here and watch me. So if people want to like hack in my webcam and watch me, like, there's not anything exciting here. You must be just super bored, like, to do that. So
I mean, I would say that for me as well. Like, I mean, there's nothing they'd see because I don't. This isn't even my bedroom. Like, this is an office. But I have to admit, like, I'll walk past naked every now and then. Don't hack my webcam. By the way, I mean, no, I don't walk past naked. You never see anything.
No, actually, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, it's like
I had not thought about that because I do sometimes sit here like that and in a towel or something after a shower. I was before, like, I even got dressed for this thing, like, because before I came up here, I went for a shower and I was sitting here, setting up everything. So I was like, wow, lucky. Like, I never thought about that until you just said that.
Well, have you ever like gone live without meaning to? By accident?
Not that I've gone live, but I do sometimes do test videos.
Okay.
Like recordings to make sure like everything's all set up, audio before I go live on some streams. And about a few months back, I did a test video where I was just here making all these noises, looking like shit. My hair was a wreck. I was just doing la la la, like things like that, and I was just pretending, like, mouthing off a script from a TV show I watched or something. And my highlight video, when, you know, like, because in my starting soon screen I have a highlight video, somehow that switched with that video, and for about 5 minutes before going live, that video was the video playing on a loop. And I died. I straight away ended the stream, deleted the podcast, went live again. Oh my God. There was like a few clips that people grabbed from it, and I was like, delete those clips. I was so embarrassed, but that's the worst thing.
Imagine if you were freaky, right? If you were one of those freaky people that was filming, like, they use their webcam or their computer to film other shit. Like, they're like, oh yeah, well, like, I'm going to record me and my missus doing the dirty. I'm just saying. Ooh. And it just somehow got superimposed in your stream, and you're like, shit. Like, there's got to be so many. Like, there's 100% been people that have not turned their webcam. The biggest thing that I think at the moment that has been the thing that's fucked a lot of people up is since the raid commands have come out. Like, you know how everyone could always host people upstream, but now they made like you raid people, so it comes up saying how many people are going to get sent across. Yeah. And a lot of people raid people and then forget to stop streaming on their OBS, which I've even done. Because if you don't stop streaming, it still records it in the VOD.
Yeah, I watched someone do that the other night. Yeah, because
it happens to so many people. That person, did they do anything like awkward?
No, they like I've been going back lately on people that host me and seeing what they say before, because I'm like making a highlight video, so I'm clipping. Sorry to everyone that's ever hosted me, I'm clipping it when you say my name and stuff to put it in this video.
Ooh, I like it.
Yeah, I got one of yours the other day. But this awesome streamer that I follow, Sigmilks, he hosted me. And I went back on his stream, and he was just sitting there watching my stream, and I could hear my own voice through his stream. But before I hit the host button, switched to the end of stream screen where you can't see me. But and I've seen a lot of people complain about it, is that when you host someone or rate them, you get an ad and you don't see people's reaction. Yeah. And I really hate that these days. So before I hit that host button, I get the person's stream up, wait for the damn 30
I do too. Yeah.
Just the Ice Georgie ad or something like that to play, and then I host it, because like that, like I love seeing people's reactions if I chuck a host, but
same here.
I don't like that Twitch has implemented that recently, because it's been really, really annoying. I think a lot of people agree. Oh,
the ads kill me, man. When they're I think ads shouldn't be any longer than 15 seconds. Like I think because it's almost a detriment to their branding. I think people end up, especially if it's like they're only rotating maybe like 2 ads in a month.
Yeah. YouTube's just getting worse as well.
No hate to Vondel, but I got so sick of hearing Vondel go, "Wow, this is sick" on that Anthem ad. He's like, "Wow," like, and I was like, I love Vondel, but Jesus fucking, like, I could not hear it. Like, I love you, Vondel, but Jesus, like that's the problem. It's like the same thing over and over every time you go into someone's stream. And I like that now. If you've been in someone's stream and you're stream hopping, it won't show you an ad every time now.
Yeah, that's good, because that was really hard. Because if you close it down by mistake, and knowing me, I accidentally close the tab down when I've just typed something in chat, and then I get the chat back up.
Yeah, there's like a time limit on it, which is good. But yeah, it's I don't know, the ad thing. Even YouTube now is playing like 2 ads before.
Yeah, they play, like I was just gonna say, they've played 2 ads before a video, and then at the end of your video they'll play another ad now. Well. Yeah, they've just started doing that as well, and that's really annoying, because I think a video is starting then, and I'm like, oh wait, it's the end.
And it's like some ads on YouTube will go for a couple of minutes.
Yeah, it's just
which is mind blowing. And I mean, even it's almost, I'm sure, to bigger YouTubers. Yep. Obviously with the adpocalypse and whatnot, and them cracking down more and more on the daily, it's someone saying ad block. I know, I've never have you used ad block?
No, because I once did, and I got a virus on my MacBook, so I don't.
So that's why
I understand, like, for ads and stuff, like partnered streamers, they use ads. That's how they make their money. Fair enough. Like, you sub if you don't want ads, that's cool. But for like affiliate streamers, I think 30 seconds is a long time, and that's enough to turn someone off your stream, and I feel that sort of hurts a lot of people.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. But it's just when you get constant ads, and the same ad, I mean, I don't mind an ad, but if it's the same ad, for example, and Amazon
Twitch,
Prime.
Yeah, and Twitch seems to be very much like they'll have like a rotation of like maybe 2 ads. So you hear the same ads. If it was a real good mix, then it's okay, I could probably deal, but hearing the same thing droning into my brain just drives me crazy.
It does.
And the thing with YouTube is that, like I said, they're cracking down on a lot of content, and people are getting demonetized. So in a way, they're demonetizing a shit ton. Like, people are getting demonetized for they can't even figure out why they got demonetized. It's a shit show on YouTube. But now they're adding, but they're putting more ads on the videos that are getting demonetized. It's like it's like adding insult to injury. I mean, is YouTube trying to destroy their own platform? It's kind of mind blowing.
I feel like YouTube, like, ever since their highlight video for last year, the rewind,
the rewind,
aka the most cringeworthy thing on the internet. Every year I've said that the YouTube rewind was just the most cringeworthy thing, and this year,
so if they asked you to be on it, let's just say, would you?
No.
Yeah,
I have standards. I might not look it, but I've got standards.
Even if you were guaranteed that being on it gave you exposure of, let's say, like, you'd have a boost of 50,000 followers on everything. Okay,
Yeah.
let's just say it's a hypothetical, even though I shouldn't
Yeah.
do hypotheticals. Someone's going to go, "Yeah, I hate hypotheticals." But say you got
Yeah.
50,000 followers on each
Yep.
platform you have, but
Okay.
you had to be on a rewind video. What would you do? This is like almost harder than like, would you drink a
I
glass of
stand with my
jizz or-
morals, and I feel like that's just going against what I've
Yeah.
sworn I'd never do. And there's only very few things in life that I swear I wouldn't do. And
And rewind is one of them.
yes, well,
Yeah.
that definitely never played No Man's Sky. That's always on my list.
Well,
Totally.
you haven't played it, yeah?
No, I'm one of
Yeah,
those
I
very
haven't
few
either.
people that swore not to. But
Yeah, I didn't either. Yeah.
yeah, just off topic, but like when that game was announced, I said to myself, I said to all my friends, I was like, I don't buy what they're selling.
Okay.
And,
Wow.
I was hated on. My friends hated me and said I'm not a real gamer and everything. I'm like, it's impossible. How can there be 50 quadrillion planets? I feel like some planets are going to look the
Yeah,
exact
it
same.
sounded. It's yeah.
And then as soon as it started coming out, like all the reviews and all the people saying this is shit, I was sitting back in my chair. I had a bowl of popcorn. I remember this, and I just took a photo of myself, and I was eating popcorn, and I was like, I told you. And yes, I've heard the game is good now, and it's cool that they're still giving it support. Like I see in a VR mode's coming out. But one of the things I promised myself was that I'd never play that game, and I'm going to stand by that. But I will never do it. Oh, it's hard. Like YouTube,
Yeah.
Twitch is my home.
Yeah.
And I rather gain followers from doing something that I actually like, which is playing games instead of appearing on a video. And guarantee there's people out there that would do it 100% for that. But
it'd be so hard when it's in front of you and they're giving you that option. But yeah, I just don't think I can do it because it's like what kind of, I guess, viewership are you trying to perpetuate? Are you trying to perpetuate like a mindset that you're like cringe lord or which in some ways is fine to a degree, but
I am the definition of cringe. Like, if
do you
anyone's
reckon? Okay, do you reckon though? Like, do you reckon you're like in your mind? Do you think you're like super cringy?
I'm not as bad as what I thought I was. Like, I keep like some old streams like downloaded on my computer, and I look back on them. I have my very first stream I ever did bookmarked just.
Oh, you do?
And I do because I like to look back and see how far I've come. And it's very cringe, but I want to delete it, but I'm like, no, Mitch,
no. You're lucky, man. I wish that I had my first video ever. Like, I don't have that. But I think, like, I mean, I think anyone's first stream in some ways is going to be a little bit cringe. But it's like, that's the thing. It's so easy to cringe at yourself.
It is.
Because I don't know what it is. I don't know why we look at ourselves and we get that mindset of like, oh, like what is it about that? I mean, I don't always, but every now and then I'll look at it and I think, I wonder if everyone cringed as well, if it's just me. Are you the type that goes back and watches like VODs?
I do all the time because I always like to just check how audio was or like how it was. And I always just like to see what I can work on, and I've been doing that a lot recently, going back on some old clips, and I've been seeing like you look at my first stream and half my webcam blocked half the screen. I'm like, I thought this was the coolest overlay back in 2017, and it's not. And even to this day, I still always try and find things to make it better. Like I've got my book here. It's my Captain Marvel book.
Ooh,
it's my stream idea book, and I've got like all the games I want to replay on stream.
Oh wow, that's a big list.
I've achieved one, and I did this at the start.
What one was that?
We're currently replaying the Arkham series.
I saw that. Yeah.
We played Arkham City last night. We're gonna finish that on Wednesday.
Wow.
But we've done Arkham Asylum. But like I've got like ideas for because I have my pop ups, like my little cringy.
Yeah,
pop-ups.
I've seen them all.
I always write down those ideas. I never think I'll get partnered on Twitch, but I like to write down potential emote ideas, things like that, and like ideas for like cool upcoming streams and things like that. And it's good because I will think of something randomly on stream, and I'm like, if I don't write it down, I will forget because
I'm the same. And I guarantee I've thought of things when I've been out and about or in the shower, and I've gone, I have to remember that, and then I end up thinking like a couple of days later, shit, what was that thing I was thinking about? And I just can't think of it. And I know it's gone forever.
I did that way too many times, and I just write it down. The worst part is when I'm at work or you're in the shower and you want to write it down, but you can't because I don't have my book at work or you don't have anything there.
Even for this podcast, when I've had like moments in the shower where I've thought of questions that I could ask someone that's coming up on the podcast. I thought, I'm gonna forget this, so I jump out of the shower and I'm on my phone just like dripping wet, just trying to write the question. I'm like, I'll forget.
Waterproof iPhones these days, or Androids.
Yeah, that's, you know what, that's true. I was like trying to madly dry my hands. Now I think about it. Actually, I've got Dan Pence coming on the podcast on Wednesday.
I met him at PAX. I've followed his streams for a long time, and like we followed each other. We met in person at PAX last year. My God, his arms are bigger than my future. Like seriously,
bro,
like,
he's a tank, dude.
I was like, dude, like he goes touch him. I'm like touching him. I'm like, Jesus. Like man, he's such a boss dude, and he's so cool. Yeah. And like he always does like the food challenges and stuff, and I'm like,
yeah. Well,
what a champ.
It's gonna be really interesting to have him on and talk because he does a whole bunch of stuff. And he was doing like an IRL stream where he was streaming on his phone, and I don't know what brand it was. It wasn't like a well-known brand, but it was essentially water resistant. Yeah. So he was like, let's try it. So he's there like dunking it in the water, like in his pool. He was like in his pool and he's swimming underwater, trying to like film himself. I'm thinking, oh man, no matter how water resistant a phone says it is, I couldn't do it. I'm actually curious. I never actually got back to him and said, hey, how'd that phone hold up? I'm guessing it's fine.
Yeah, right. Ask him that.
Yeah, you know what?
I still get paranoid. This phone's like waterproof and stuff. It's definitely not drop proof. Like my phone screen is absolutely. I just can't.
Oh really? Do you not put a case on it?
I do. I had this case on it and I dropped it flat down at night drinking, of course. And I've had like 6 iPhones in my life, and this is the first one I ever broke. And
really, I broke all my iPhones.
Yeah. I'm usually really good, but it's just like if I get it replaced, like I'd rather just get the legit one replaced, like or get a new phone. But I'm still under contract, and it's going to cost me a lot to pay it out. And I'm just like, I'll just wait till the next iPhone because.
Well, are you doing the plan where because a lot of the plans now they do the swap the phones, like you essentially lease it out, like that's what I'm doing with mine, where you
do that. I look into it because I called him like 2 months ago. I called him 2 months ago, and I called Vodafone, no name drop, and she was like, it's going to cost $700 to pay out this phone.
Oh wow!
And I'm like, and then I said, oh, I'm not paying that out today. And then she got really mad at me. And I was like,
really?
why? Yeah, because I think they live off the sales and stuff. And then I was like, sorry. Okay. Yeah. But I'm not paying $700 just for a new phone. No, this phone works fine. Like, it's just here is starting to not respond. So, and if I did get a new phone, I'd just probably buy it outright from work. And stuff. So,
because it's funny. Like, we don't really overly. Well, I know for me, I don't really think about the crazy costs that phones are, because it's like when you jump into a plan, you kind of go, oh yeah, that doesn't sound too bad. But phones are crazy expensive, dude. Like, just. That's why with like the lease plans that they do now, you don't essentially own the phone. You hand it back after the term, as long as you haven't fucked it up too much. Obviously, so you need to keep it like.
As a technology, I'm a collector. I keep my phones. Yeah, I still got my iPhone 3. It's in like a tub under my bed. Like,
wow.
I'm a hoarder. Like, I mean. Those cardboard cutouts for Marvel stuff, I salvaged them from the work bins, like, because I thought I'll keep them for my shrine. Like, I'm a weird hoarder.
But okay, so I mean, I guess hoarding, like, in my mind, hoarding and collecting are like completely different, because like that's obviously like nostalgic stuff. It's like down the track, guaranteed. All that stuff is like memorabilia. Like it has like a value to it as time goes on. But have you ever watched like the like? Well, there was a show called Hoarders. Did you ever watch that? Where people
I never watched it, but I have seen photos and stuff. I'm not like that.
Yeah, where people's house is just
what you said, like memorabilia stuff. I do keep things like that, but like if like it's like oh my god, I got a Macca's cup from America. I kept that paper cup.
Yeah,
no, nothing like that.
Yeah, because there's like with the Hoarders thing. It's like people are terrified to throw anything out in case it's like crazy. Like if anyone hasn't watched the show Hoarders, I'm sure you can see clips on YouTube and whatnot. Yeah. But people are like paranoid as fuck to throw anything out. Yeah. Like they get a whole bunch of people in to like go through the house and essentially clean it out. And I guess the person has to agree to it, and they I guess they get a psychologist in to like talk them through why they collect and why they hoard and blah blah blah. And they'll kind of eventually agree, like, yeah, you know, my life it needs a change and I need help. And so they get like all these people in to clean the house. And you see the look on this hoarder's face of just like, oh my God, they touched my stuff. Most of them go to the point they'll be out the front in the dumpsters, searching through, making sure that they didn't throw anything out, that because they're terrified that something of worth, of value, is like in the bin with all this stuff. So they'll start bringing bags back in and like dumping out and like searching through them. And they'll pull out like a dirty plate, like a dirty paper plate, and be like, "No, I remember when I ate on this," and they'll put it back on the shelf. It's like the weirdest, like it's a real mental illness.
It really is,
and it's like, crazy, dude. Like I don't get it, but at the same time, I do get it, because I guess I'm probably the same as you in a way that I do kind of collect things and have like a sentimental. But it's almost like here's the thing. I'll jump into it. The technology thing.
Yep.
You being a collector, and obviously you collect a lot of, you like collecting your physical games, as do I. I've got a whole shelf of like physical games. I love physical media. What do you feel? Oh, there it is, older.
I'm redoing my room next weekend, so I'm hoping that I can change this room up a bit. So
really?
You can start seeing that. Yeah, like
hell yeah.
It's gonna be good. Like I'll make it a bit better, but I love my collection. I am a physical collector. And I did hear you talking about the digital stuff before, and I do agree. I'll move back. Sorry.
No, you're right.
I do agree. On the why digital games more expensive. I do agree with that. But it's cheaper just to get a physical case and stuff and the disc, which. Yeah.
Well, why do you think it is that that digital is so much more expensive than physical? Like,
I think because people are starting to do that more, and like
you reckon they are.
I think they are, because like Xbox have been really like pushing it. Particularly, I've seen a leak that they're releasing a Xbox without a disc drive.
I did hear that. Yeah.
I've sseen the photos of it. It basically looks like the Xbox One S just without a disc slot.
Right.
And I think that looks weird, but I don't know. I've always just loved having something to show for my games. And
look.
It's
funny. Like, does your PC have a disc drive in it?
No.
Neither does mine.
But a lot of PC games these days it's so stupid, because I brought Battlefield 5 the other day, and like I got the case still here, but like there's no disc for it. It just came like that with the code. Like, and I'm like, why don't they just
That's so weird.
It's like such a killing of plastic. I'm not an environmental person, but I thought that's just
in that case.
Why don't make it like a half case, like the PS Vita ones? Like make it something like that.
Yeah. I mean, it's so
because this was cheaper just to buy it like this than on the store and stuff. So.
Right. Yeah. That's the thing, because obviously for developers and publishers and whatnot, for them it's clearly more cost effective to have to sell digital copies. It costs them essentially nothing in the way of producing and distributing. So you'd think in a way, if they're able to sell, if stores are able to sell physical copies so cheap, surely they'd be really trying to push people in the direction of they'd want them to buy they want people to start buying digital because it's easier for them. It's more cost efficient. So it's like, why aren't they selling it a little bit cheaper just to get people into that rhythm? Because I know for me, like when I got my PC, it didn't have the disc drive in it, and Steam was a thing, and I have no problem buying digital on PC. Because I don't know, it's like I don't have.
I think there are people out there that are willing to pay that for the convenience of having the game.
It's the convenience, because you don't.
I personally am a bit of a money saver. I like the physical copies. I don't mind waiting if it means I save money and have a thing. But it's so weird, like it's so backwards. But I don't know. It's
are you like happy to embrace like are you sad that it's potentially going the way of digital and that physical may not be a thing, or are you just okay with it? You kind of like fuck it if it happens.
I'm 90% sad about it, but then there's 10% that's like, yes, I'm running out of room. Like,
my
Xbox One section slowly starting running out. But I got really sad because this is gonna sound really bad, but like a Far Cry, I got all my Far Cry series up there, and I was given a code for it, so I didn't get the actual cover. So I actually went, and I went from work and got a spare case, and I like photocopied the Far Cry 5
way.
And I made it my own one to make it look like I got a case. So that's how much I wanted to show for it. And it's legit empty. But like I've started to get like digital games and stuff, but I just like physical cases. Like I don't know why I've always have like I just like something to show for my collection and stuff.
and adding on to that, I mean, once you start buying digital, you can't you can't trade it in, you can't resell it, you can't swap it. It's like they're taking away a little bit of that ownership, and they're kind of making you feel like, oh no, you still own the games. Like you're, but in a way, they're taking away some of that ownership, some of that right you have. Where if you get a shit game and you play like over 2 hours of it, too bad, you can't trade it in anymore. You can't, because that's how Steam does it. I'm pretty sure if you play over 2 hours, you pretty much can't refund it. And it's going to probably be that way for a lot of things. But the thing is, it seems like we're almost going to be we're kind of blasting right past the buying digital stuff. Did you see Google's keynote or any of the stuff about Stadia?
Yeah, that thing was ugly. Like,
it's
possible.
The
like,
name is a little bit.
That controller looks like it'd hurt my hand. I'm like, nah.
Well, okay. So did you see the control? Did you see there was, before they announced Stadia, people were doing renders of like what they thought it was going to be, and it was a lot uglier than the final one they showed. It's still pretty fucking ugly. But
I'm not interested in that, I think. And the same with the Apple have like done their own gaming thing, I think now. Not interested in that as well.
The Apple one sounds stupid. The Apple one, okay, so I think the Apple one's completely out of touch in a way with what real gamers want. Apple is, from what I could see, they were really only marketing like mobile-esque kind of indie-looking shovelware kind of games. I could be wrong about that, but I think Apple doesn't.
It looks like it.
Yeah, Apple doesn't really have like a grip on like the real deep hardcore gamer market. They're really about the casual kind of, you know, the indie, not the indie, the mobile market as Apple is, but Stadia, which I don't know how much you've delved into it.
Not a whole heap, but I have seen like a little bit. But I have seen that it's going to not release in Australia for a while. Yeah. Which I think it will fail in Australia because don't you need the internet for it or something? And our internet's like not that great.
Here's the thing. It sounds like a lot of the heavy lifting though is done on their end. So basically the idea of it is that you'll be able to play games at a higher fidelity and higher quality than you can on a high-end PC. Yeah. Because all the heavy lifting and processing is done on Google's end with their servers. They have a massive database storage thingy-majig. That's a technical term they use on the stage, by the way. Yeah. They've just got a big server space where it's almost like just tons of supercomputers, and they can use more than one to power an even more powerful game, and all the processing of that game will be done on their end, and essentially it's streamed to your PC in that quality. So you're streaming it as if it's almost like a video, but there's like no latency to like what they were showing was you could be watching a YouTube video about a game, and then at the end of the game it could say play now. You click a button, you're instantly playing Assassin's Creed. That was the game they were showing for Assassin's Creed in like perfect quality. The thing is, and the thing is, I'm thinking, is it going to be? I think it's not as much of a stretch in Australia as people think it might be, because we can still stream 1080p video, right? Pretty easily. I have a feeling it's going to be a lot like that. I think it's I think that's what they're aiming at. I think they're making it that the load on the internet isn't as much as what we're thinking it's going to be, because I was a non-believer when I went into this keynote for Stadia thinking this is stupid, this is not going to work, and I was completely like, all right, let's see this fail, and by the end of the keynote I was like, god damn, this shit seems like pretty impressive. It actually yes, someone says Stadia sounds like an STD. Yeah, it's not a good name. It's when you got that much money, and look, I mean, the thing is, like I said, Google Plus has now, you know, the social media network, Google Plus, that they tried to get underway. That they're taking that down April 2nd, I think someone said.
Wow, really?
They're getting rid of it, and it shows that no matter how much money you have and how much money you throw at something for marketing and production and all that stuff, it doesn't mean something's going to succeed. So, I mean, Stadia, no matter how much money they throw at it, it still might not be what people want. But I was a non-believer, and I think a lot of people were. And I think after seeing that keynote, it definitely kind of was. But because they're talking about like high-end, like talking about Assassin's Creed and stuff like that, like high-end games, AAA games that you're able to play. And they've partnered with a lot of people as well, like a lot of people. So this thing, it seems like it's going to happen, which means
how it goes,
I think I honestly, after seeing that, I might sound like a crazy saying this, but I think it is 100% going to be the future. I think we can't avoid it. It's going to work, and I think it's. So we'll see. We'll see if I'm a crazy walking around outside in my pajamas, going, "It's going to work. Stadia is the future." Listen to me, people. Everyone's, "You're crazy, bro. It's not going to work. It's trash." But that's the thing. At that point, you won't even own a game. You'll essentially have a service that you pay for, like Netflix. And so
it's funny that you say that, because like Xbox, again, I'm going back to Xbox, they're really promoting their Gamer Pass, which is essentially Netflix for games.
Oh, it is.
And
okay, so
it's like you pay $10 a month and you have access to any game you want. You can play it.
But within a certain library, it's not like any game, or
they keep adding. There's hundreds and hundreds of games they got available.
Okay,
which they keep adding, and they're really promoting it. And I think that's a cool idea. It's not for me because I still love buying and owning a game, and plus, like, I feel that is stuff that can kill like industry things. So like,
you reckon?
Like EB Games, like EB Games can't sell that stuff.
Well, isn't GameStop in America closing up? GameStop's kind of.
Really?
I'm pretty sure they went bankrupt or something.
Wow,
if someone can fact check that for us, I'm pretty sure EB Games went bankrupt and they're shutting down now. I could be wrong. Someone might have like bought it out or something. But as far as I'm aware, and I thought, GameStop. So in turn, EB Games should pretty much be the next to go.
Yeah.
But obviously, I don't know if you're like careful if you care about saying where you work or whatnot.
Oh well, I was just gonna say, like, I work for JB Hi-Fi, and that's like video games and DVDs and movies. And I was just going to say, because these days with Netflix and Stan, it's actually affected the DVDs, because our store is actually our store's going through a bit of a refit at the moment, and we have like 6 aisles of DVDs and movies and stuff. And
it's massive, yeah. Big. Like,
we've now the changes coming. Looking at the floor plans, there's only going to be 2 aisles of DVDs. They're like. We've just had to send we've like, because I work in the receiving and transferring department.
Yeah.
I've just sent back like 55 something boxes back to head office, because that's how much DVDs we're getting rid of. Like, and those DVDs have hundreds in them, and the game section is like now huge. Like, we're getting like a massive game section full of like aisles dedicated to headsets and streaming gear, because we're getting a streaming section.
So that's the thing. It's like the gaming, like to keep the gaming like physical shit alive. It's all going to be peripheral.
They're really pushing it, and I think that comes back to why they're making physical copies of games cheaper. Yeah, because we sell them very cheap, so people can come buy them. Like, we put them down to market price.
That's
true. And it's
really, like, whether they sell the digital or not, it doesn't matter, because they're still getting the cost of the physical sales as well. So really, these physical sales like JB and EBM, they're like at the mercy of the publisher. They have they have to really try and hustle. Man, it's crazy. A big question though. Yeah. Why the fuck do DVDs still exist?
I actually brought some DVDs the other day.
Wait. Are we talking DVDs or Blu-ray?
I actually I nearly brought the DVDs, but I ended up buying Blu-ray because I realized the DVDs are ugly. Has anyone watched the DVD recently? Like, it's only like $4.80.
Yeah, it's standard definition.
Like, I got all my Marvels on DVD and I watched them like a few weeks ago. And I'm like, they're ugly. Like, I need to buy. And the only reason I don't buy Blu-rays is because, again, my OCD. I got heaps of DVDs. If I put like a Blu-ray, it's a shorter cover and it's like, it looks like that. It looks dumb, but I'm now going to start collecting Blu-rays. But now there's 4K Ultra, but there's only select DVDs that get released in Blu-ray Ultra. So it's like, okay, Blu-ray is where it's at. But
it's like like the technology is moving too fast for us to keep up with. I mean, when the HD like market started hitting the shelves, there was Blu-ray and there was HD DVD. I think HD DVD was actually I think that was Sony. I could be wrong. I think Sony owned HD DVD. I don't know who brought like Blu-ray to the market, but Blu-ray beat HD DVD.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at it now. Yeah,
it's one of those things. Like, it's a bit of feels bad for anyone that invested in backed the wrong horse, because when they first come out, they're so expensive. Like, a Blu-ray was probably like $50+.
They were, and like 4K, I think we sell them for like 36 something, 40 bucks. I personally wouldn't pay that. Like, I mean, if I'm going to buy a DVD, I'm going to try and get it as cheap as possible, or wait for like the buy two, get one free, which is what I did. Yeah. And,
But I feel like it's, like you said, DVDs are ugly, and they're like, I mean, Blu-rays have been around surely for close to a decade now. I mean, the PS3
about
played
8.
Blu-rays.
Yeah, so at least 10 years or so. I
That's
reckon,
got to
like,
be, it's got to be around a decade or more.
yeah.
So why the fuck are we like? What? Why do you think we still like have
I
DVDs
think,
floating around? What like
like
who's
people,
buying
like
these?
there might be people like me that still like to have DVDs. Some people may not
But
have
it,
good
but it,
internet for Netflix and stuff
but
like
it, but
that.
it, but a
Perhaps.
decade, like
True, yeah.
that's like selling VHS for. I wonder how long after DVDs came out VHS stuck around, because
Or it could
surely
be that Netflix don't have the film that people want to watch or TV show, which is true because half the stuff I watch isn't on
that's true. Yeah,
Netflix
yeah, yeah.
and it's really annoying. So I have to watch DVD. But I do understand, like, yeah,
But I'm not talking. I'm not really even talking about the jump from DVD to Netflix. I'm talking about the jump from DVD to Blu-ray, because obviously
Yeah.
like JB sells Blu-rays, but
Yeah.
why are the shelves not just Blu-rays like 10 years on? Like why are they selling this primitive like
True.
like standard definition media that looks like someone smeared a turd over it? You know what I mean? We can be watching
that's
nice
true.
like clear, crystal clear quality.
I'd rather watch that. Yeah,
It's like like I was gonna. Well, I mean, this I guess I was gonna say who's buying these, and
yeah.
I mean,
Maybe old people or people that just
Yeah.
don't want to spend the money, perhaps.
yeah, there's obviously a market for it, and it's like, when will DVDs die? Because we're already in now the digital age where people are not even watching Blu-rays,
Soon.
we're watching Netflix, and we're consuming by streaming movies.
Yep.
And it's like, how are they still so far? Like, still, how are they able? Like, why are the shelves so full of this medium that it's like it's dead, but somehow it
Dead.
still perpetuates, and it blows my mind. Like
Yeah.
that it's some, because we're moving up in the world of like 4K, and then they're talking about like 8K being a thing. Do you think it's we're getting like? Do you think it's
Getting
getting to a
crazy.
point where it's like it's just not even going to be worth having like 8K? Do you think we'll be able to see that shit? Like, I mean,
Oh man, like it's. I guarantee by the time I have the money to afford something 8K, it'll be time for the 12K. And
exactly. We're already
and it's
that
just
little
like, what's
bit.
the point? Like, it's. I
It's-
don't know. Unless
it's-
they make them things affordable, I'll buy it.
Isn't
but
it
it's
funny
like,
though, because they do release like, you know, like say like even I guess when HD came out,
Yeah.
and the TVs were like so outpriced, only like people that were really making some sweet cheddar could afford them. But
Yep.
then like you'd buy it, then you had to buy like either the player, which was good. That's why Sony made such a good move with like PS3, because
Yep.
essentially they're them being able to have a Blu-ray player in their system was such a system seller. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then you have to
Absolutely.
buy the media, which was so expensive as well. So just
Yep.
buying into it at the start, it's so crazy. I mean, people are buying this shit just to flex at that point. You know what I mean? To have the best of the best. It's funny, right? Have you fucked with VR?
I don't like VR, which is very like I personally I don't get like sick on roller coasters and stuff, but there's something about VR that makes me really
like-
motion sick. Like,
yeah, okay. I've heard that a lot
I've
about.
tried it at conventions and stuff, like, and it's cool.
Yeah.
Particularly, I was tempted to get like PlayStation VR just for Skyrim because Skyrim's my favorite game.
Okay,
But
yeah.
ultimately, I decided no because no way. Like,
Yeah,
I was just feeling too dizzy, and
That's a
having something
fucking
on my
shame.
head for so long, it just
Yeah.
my neck wouldn't be able to.
What is it? I think
take it.
I think Steam just announced.
Yeah. I did see that.
Did you see that? Steam just announced
I
a
did.
new VR. It looks like
didn't.
it looks like it's got like lenses in the front. So
Yeah.
like it's like, well, am I gonna be able to walk around the street just being like, oh yeah, like I still see shit? Like, I don't know. I'm very curious how it's gonna work, because it looked something about it. Just I saw one picture on it, and it was a
Yep.
very like mysterious looking picture. But I thought this looks like something that's gonna push us into the next age of VR. And we
I
fucking
didn't realize people are still on the VR bandwagon. I thought that
I don't-
passed.
okay, so here's the thing. That's what I was thinking. I thought that too. I thought VR pretty much had died. I
Yeah.
knew it was still like kind of a little bit of a thing. And the
Yep.
reason I'm kind of segueing into this is
Yep.
only because of talking about like pricing technology to the point where it's like where the regular consumer just can't afford it. They can't buy into it. And when VR came out, it was that was what it was. Like if it was a bit more of a affordable price, I would have delved in probably and gone, well, you know, it's like, why do you think technology is so overpriced? Do you think because it's like, I guess for them it's probably that components and whatnot to make that stuff is You know, but it's the same. Okay, I'm gonna liken it to this. It's the same with like Fortnite being free. This is probably a terrible thing. Fortnite being free versus Call of Duty Battle Royale being like $100. Let's just say that.
Yep.
Call of Duty Battle Royale is dead as fuck. Probably for more reasons than just the price. And Fortnite.
I could go for hours talking about why that fell.
It's a bit of a fucking mess, but maybe a bit of a cash grab. But Fortnite and Apex being free games are still very popular. And it's like
crazy how that happened.
It's like these brands, I get that it's like I almost feel like in early days there's something to be said. It's like I've never taken a marketing course. I haven't had to market really anything like this. But I always wonder if it really would be better in their best interest if they did kind of take a hit on their I mean there's a reason they probably don't do it, but take a hit on their sales early on just to get units in homes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And maybe sell like as if Fortnite has cosmetics, you know, sell the media for a little bit more maybe.
Yeah.
It's like
I think the whole Fortnite thing was just like a massive fluke.
You reckon?
I think because when that was
I
don't think they expected it to blow up as big as what it did because I certainly didn't.
I agree in that way, yeah.
I remember when it was announced, the Battle Royale mode, because the base game, the Storm, whatever it was called, that failed. Like, I remember it got average...
Save the World.
Yeah, that got average reviews and stuff, and then they released the Battle Royale mode, and I just remember there was so much hate for it. Like, people were saying it's just a copy of PUBG.
PUBG tried to sue them.
Yeah, PUBG then tried to sue them, and it was a big thing.
Fucking hilarious, yeah.
And then, like, a few months later, it just, like, it boomed. Like, and everyone was playing Fortnite on Twitch. Like I tried to give it a go. I just can't build, so I didn't get into it as much. But then they started releasing the cosmetics instead of the default skins, and then that's where the money started building up. And then
100%.
Bigger streamers were catching onto it, and then that's what just made it blow up.
And now they're like constantly announcing like millions of dollars in prize money for competitive play. It's fucking crazy. Look, I played Fortnite. I know you're not a big fan. I played Fortnite day one.
Yeah.
Minute one. I was never really into games that have very serious looking, like you know that brown scale kind of just landscape and character design where everything's just brown and grey, and it's very real. So you know PUBG didn't really do like. That's why H1Z1, I know you're a fucking fan of H1Z1. I want to talk in a bit about H1. See, we're tangenting hard on this. I swear I'm very tempted to change this podcast from the MattyAP podcast to be called The Tangent, just because it's just that's what this is. But but I played from like minute one on Fortnite because it was finally something that was just different. Like so far the Battle Royales before that were just a little bit kind of just they looked a bit too real or just a bit just boring.
Yeah, well, I'll say that about Fortnite. It was very casual. Like it's not something I'd take seriously. And I have recently played a little bit of it off stream, like in the last few months, and I have enjoyed it. But it's I don't know, like it's just a nice casual game, and I think it's great that it's great what it's done for the gaming community. 100%.
Okay, hold on. You're saying Fortnite's casual. I'm going to challenge you here. You think you think Fortnite's casual?
I don't take it seriously as some people do. Like, I won't get mad. Oh, actually, I did on stream a few months back when I did stream it. But I mean, if I die and I'm sitting here listening to music or watching a TV show and I die, it's not the end of the world.
Okay, so
it's not. Yeah.
What do you think's more casual out of Well, I'm trying to pick which one.
Yeah.
Okay, out of H1Z1 and Fortnite, which is the more casual game?
I'll say Fortnite because H1 makes me want to punch a monitor when I die.
Really? So for you, your level of what like a game being casual is how much you enjoy it, or
how serious I want to take it. I guess.
So casual is on like it's more of a personal casual, more that than a
background game sort of casual, like the Division 2, for example, background game. And like I don't take it serious. If I die, I just respawn, go again. But if it's H1 or like Siege, I'm playing serious, and if I die, I'm just like it's the end of the world. I'm like, no.
So okay, so people. So someone said, Hadouken, how you doing? By the way, he said Fortnite is the most casual. Yeah. But I would say out of all the battle royales, there's the most sweaty people on Fortnite.
There is, and it's and like that's one of the things I like about the game community, that everyone has different opinions depends on something. Like people might take this seriously. Some people might think it's casual. Siege, people might think it's just casual for them. For me, I take it seriously. And everyone's different, and I like that. But I definitely know what you mean, though. Like you take it out seriously.
Well, I see. My level of whether a game is casual or not is definitely based around how much I get fucked over. One, but just the level of sweatiness, the level of how when people start to take it overly serious, when money gets involved, which obviously Fortnite's got a lot of money flying around. Kids making like fucking thousands in just a day. Their life changed from winning a game of Fortnite, a couple of games. So that's kind of, I guess, my take on casual.
Yeah.
But I know H1Z1 had a pretty thick scene. I want to delve into H1 for a minute, because that game back in there, that's like I know there was
Minecraft Battle Royale.
Look, I hear about that. I fucking don't ever remember that at all. I never played Minecraft. Is that like a meme or is that legit?
It was legit when the Hunger Games came out, and then someone made it into a mod. I personally never got into it, but I did watch YouTube videos of people doing that, and it was interesting. You were in cages to start with.
Oh, really? See, I never delved in. I never knew it was a thing because I never played Minecraft, so I thought people were memeing on it at first. But as I started going, wait, is this a real thing? But
if you dig far and wide on YouTube, you'll find it. And it's
I got to maybe delve in. Maybe go delve and have a look at what it was about.
It's nothing too great though.
Scratch up on my history. There was obviously stuff like Armor Battle Royale.
That's right. I always forget about Armor.
I do too. I think everyone forgets about Armor, dude. Yep. I never played it. I never was in on that. I mean, that was like where it first kind of people said it first began. But there was obviously like the culling, I think was one of them.
Yes.
Where there was certain people, they'd all start in like a ring or something. There was a few different ones. But obviously H1Z1 was where it fucking like took off. Yep. I know for me, H1Z1 was like my first foray into like PC gaming, because I just got my PC, played a bit of like Dead by Daylight and shit, but like as for shooters, H1Z1 was like that game that like where I first kind of learned how to handle a weapon, like with mouse and keyboard, and I was trash. Like I was so bad doing it. If I went back to play now, I feel like the shooting, I find it, something about it is a little bit janky.
Yeah.
To me, I don't know if it's just me, but I find it hard to hit anything. But what I want to talk to you about is, I know you were kind of, I think you were excited about the kind of potential resurgence of H1Z1, because like explain to me what the fuck happened with that, because they reverted like a patch and it was supposed to be like what it used to be.
What the downfall of H1 was, from understanding, was that the game was in a pretty good, it was very popular. This 2017, I think in June or something, it was in a really good place. And then they released an update, which a lot of popular streamers were playing on test servers saying, don't do it, it's bad. They changed like gun patterns, recoil patterns, they added in different sound effects, and it really
was so deep into the as far as games go.
Yeah,
it was
and this
so
is
deep into the history of it, that or the life cycle of it, that changing it at that point is kind of, what was their reasoning to changing it? Did they have any?
They were competing with PUBG, I think, at this time, and they were just trying to find ways to reinvent the game, I guess. I think to try and keep people going, because you look at the chart, the player charts, it was still going downhill faster than like me falling down on a drunk night out.
Right, it sounds like they panicked the fuck out by the
I think they did, and then
they didn't have any competition up until that point.
And then the whole thing just failed miserably, and then obviously the game started dying. Strains went from full games of 170 to
so you couldn't find a game.
You had to go on the Asia server and play with terrible ping. And then I think late last year, a development company, I forget their name, which is really bad, but they are fans of the original game, took over. And then they started reworking the game, restoring to what it was, because they couldn't restore it to the old engine and stuff, so they had to start from scratch while making it the same as what it was.
Wow.
And they released the patch for it. They relaunched the game as Z1 Battlegrounds.
Yeah, it was quite hyped up, wasn't it? The scene.
And it's going off in other countries. Like it's not popular on Twitch, but it's still full servers on any server. Australia, the max people I see in Australia was about 50. Now it's about 10 to 20, which sucks.
That's just not a game. Like that's just
as much as I love H1 or Z1, I'm not going to move on from it, because I'm still going to play it until they say it's over. But it's like, pretty much I still have to play on the Asia server, which I will sacrifice if it means I get to keep playing.
Where's the love for it come from? Like now, when there's other options of battle royales, what is like? if you could play any battle royale and you knew the servers were like the lobbies were going to be full and you get into games instantly, you'd pick H1 or Z1, I should say. Well, like what is it about Z1? I keep going to say H1 Z1.
No, it's fucking confusing. I still say H1. It was the first ever battle royale game I played, and it's like I used to watch a streamer who was playing on Australian servers back before it popped off. Like there was only 3 people, and then it started building up. And I loved it, and it was one of the first battle royale games I ever streamed. And even though I sucked, and I look back on clips, I'm like, wow. And I still suck at it. But I just love it. It's the only real like battle royale game that's ever got me hooked and wants to keep playing and playing. Wow. I got into one of my regrets is jumping on PUBG way too late. Because PUBG is not popular now, on Australia and stuff. I never got into it because my laptop that I was streaming on wasn't great for PUBG. It couldn't even run the game.
Wow.
And then when I got my PC about a year ago, I started playing PUBG, but I sucked at it and gave up on it. But then I regret that I never kept persisting. And now if I do try, I get like a 280 ping and I'm like...
and that just ruins a game of that nature. Here's the thing. Okay, so we've had like H1Z1, obviously Arma 3 was like... I think it was Arma 3... PUBG, Fortnite, Apex, and then there's what's that fucking Call of Duty. The Battlefield just brought out Firestorm, which I heard is a little bit iffy.
It's I've been enjoying it. It's very simple, I think, but for some reason the matchmaking, I think somewhere EA have said that they want to get you into the games as quick as possible. So if you're not in a game in your region in 30 seconds a minute, they'll chuck you on to the next closest server with a game going.
Shit. Do you know that you're being chucked on another server? Because
you can when you look at your ping, because every game I've played 200 and something, and I made a quick clip on Twitter and it just showed all the times I died from lag, and I put in full clips and I'm still dead, and I'm like...
Yeah. It's so weird because that one came and like I'd like to say it's went already, like it...
It's gone already, and I got the damn game for it, and it's gone.
Oh, you got it for it, really?
Yeah, because it looked great. The map design looks amazing. I'm a big sucker for map design in games, and I like the Ring of Fire idea. I thought that was
the Ring of Fire looks awesome. Like, seeing if anyone doesn't know, with Battlefield's new battle royale called Firestorm, which you get with Battlefield 5, it's packed in with the game now, which is weird that they didn't have it when the game launched like fucking ages ago. But instead of like a storm or whatnot, they've got essentially a big just fire that comes in and it looks
destroys. It's so cool.
So
and like
good. Yeah, apparently you die very quick in it, which would be logical.
Yeah, you gotta keep running, and it's I like it. I like it a lot, and I think, to me personally, ping is gonna kill the game. And I've seen a few other Australian streamers or players complain about it too, and it sucks because I think it has potential. Yeah, it's very simple and basic. You grab guns and go.
So here's my question to you: do you think that battle royales keep fucking themselves over by charging money to play it? Because we've seen that the two that have really succeeded in recent times, Fortnite and Apex, were free. Yeah. And that, like, obviously in games where you need like 100 people or so in a lobby, if there's like a price point just to get into the game, then you're cutting out such a big potential of your game just booming, and people want to have a game. Like, so many people being turned off certain battle royales because, like H1Z1, you can't get into a fucking game. Or you get into a game with 10 people, and that's not what you play it for. It's like, that's the thing. But then with stuff like Apex, and they've just brought out their first battle pass, and I was talking to Aussie Tex last week on the podcast about it, But yeah, he was saying that the first battle pass with all the skins and whatnot, it just looks like rubbish. All the
I seen that. It looks rubbish. I've never been a sucker for getting like passes and stuff like
You're
that.
You're not into skins and stuff, cosmetics.
Well, if it's first person, you're not really seeing it. You know, like Fortnite, you can see it. But like,
you know what? That's so true.
Yeah,
Apex is first person. You don't see your own character.
Exactly.
We'll see maybe every now and then, but.
And I think that's what ruined Blackout. Blackout really focused more on cosmetics, and you can only see it if you go do an emote.
And you know, that's so funny because their cosmetics were pretty basic. Like, and here's the other thing. Okay, so these battle royales, right? They got this whole. They keep building. I feel like most of them just build these generic worlds. There's nothing really like crazy about it. I think that's where Fortnite. Not that I'm trying to really like Fortnite's D, but. They made a world essentially where there's no limits. They don't have to conform to anything. They've done some of the craziest, weirdest shit.
Yeah, like what did they add in? They added in those like that people ride in those bubbles or something.
Oh yeah, the hamster ball, whatever.
I thought that was like it's so random.
It's so dumb, but I love it because
I think that's fun.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing. I love the stupid shit that they add because I don't take it. I took it a bit serious for a while, but I don't take it that seriously. So I'll jump in every now and then, and fuck around, and it's fun. They keep updating it, and the thing is for them, they're smart. They didn't limit themselves to they don't have to conform to any sort of law. Yeah, they can put in cubes that float, like islands that float with these cubes that could rocket launchers that explode and crack the ceiling of the world. I don't know. It's fucking crazy.
Random flying islands like for Halloween and stuff. Yeah,
they do a whole bunch of shit that they could do whatever they want now. Throw a marshmallow concert in there, whatever. Do your thing.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
That was awesome. It's stuff like that.
I thought that was cool. Yeah,
that was really cool. I saw that. I saw it when they did the replay. I was watching Mr. Fresh Asian and streaming it live, and I thought this is fucking insane, man. Like this is why Fortnite's killing it because their marketing is second to none. But then you see someone like Apex, and it's like, well, what world are you going to build? Like, I know you've made it a little bit more open than Blackout, which is literally just it's very army-esque. Like it's there's not a lot. There wasn't a lot of mythology or sci-fi element to it. It's very conformed to a realistic kind of landscape. Yeah. So they kind of shot themselves in the foot with releasing like skins and stuff. Like it's an event. I think they tried to add dancers or something, and it's these most basic looking dudes. Your character's a pretty standard looking army dude, and they're trying to dance. Like it just doesn't have that same like fun vibe that other games. I think in a way H1Z1 did it well as in a way because they did have a bit of fun with it. They had the unicorn helmets, which no one's going to wear that in a fucking in the heat of battle, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think. Do you think games are taking themselves too fucking seriously? Like, do you think we need to bring?
They're just going with it. I think Fortnite's just going with it. They can release whatever they want in the game. People will either like it or hate it.
But
I'm
just
like, But are you talking about any game?
I'm talking from a marketing perspective. Mm-hmm. Do you think games are taking themselves too seriously and they're missing out on the chance to grow? Because obviously, growth for a game that we love. Like no matter what it is, say it's Apex or H1Z1, growth for a game is what we crave because we want to see it succeed. We want to see our favorite game succeed. But but do you think they're kind of shooting themselves in the foot by being so like stuck in a real thick like this is what it is and we're not going to sway away from it?
Yeah, some can, some can't. I guess it depends. Like
it's like
it's a hard one. Like I'm trying to think of a good example. But my brain is like
because it's like what's the longevity? What's the longevity of a competitive game? Like what causes longevity in a competitive game? Is it like the mechanics are just so damn good? Is it that they keep it updated as shit? Is it that the cosmetics are great? Like because look at like counter CS:GO. Like I never played it, but what kept that alive? Like
I like to question it. I question it some days too.
Is it just that the mechanics are so like on point and
it's basic? Like it's like a good mechanics. Like it's like I don't know. As long as the game's easy to use and play, for me, like this is, I'm just gonna pick my opinion. Everyone could be different.
No,
as long as it's simple and not complicated. Like for me, I think that's why I didn't keep playing Fortnite because it was. I found it I found it complicated to build, and that's why I stopped playing. But and
that's the thing as well. Like that, the more stuff they add, and as well, obviously, when the player base is getting more and more skilled, it's inevitably you're going to see the less serious player base drop off. Because they're just gonna get over losing over and over again. You're gonna see people finding it hard to get into the game to start because they're gonna play it and they're gonna die straight away and be like, that wasn't very fun. Yeah. It's hard. I think it's really hard for these developers to keep these games going. I think there's a reason why so many battle royales have died as soon as another one comes along. It's because everyone's waiting for the next thing to come along. Yeah. And it's like. Yeah, I think about like, is it because these games are free and there's it keeps the servers alive? Yeah. Is it cosmetics? It's hard to know, isn't it? It's like the mindset of a gamer. It's like how do we keep our favorite games alive?
Yeah. Sorry. Can you give me two? Someone's been knocking at my door for like 5 minutes, and I thought they'd go away. And I'm on my own.
Yeah, go.
Sorry, give me 2 secs. I want someone to go away. Sorry, it's probably Jehovah's Witnesses.
Swatting you, dude. Okay, hopefully no one's swatting him after talking about swatting. So I was going back and looked at his fucking video to see if they're like, what's that address? Hopefully you guys are enjoying the stream. Thanks for everyone that's hanging out today as well. I appreciate it. See you guys in the chat there, you cheeky little motherfuckers. But hopefully you're enjoying it. I know we're like really talking about battle royales a lot, and I'll move on from it because some of you guys probably like, I don't give a fuck about battle royales. But I know Mitchie is definitely has been through a lot of them. So I think it's good to get his opinion. I think we haven't really talked a lot about battle. To be honest, we've got as well. If anyone's wondering, we've got Red Ops coming on tomorrow, so there's probably gonna be a bit more battle royale talk because he's fucking into it too. But yeah, 100%. I see that Zenix Vol. Good to see you still chilling. Tell me you're already in a cult. Hashtag cactus cult, baby. That's the one. Thank you for all the follows as well so far. I think we've had the most follows on a podcast that we've ever had on during a podcast so far in like the week and a bit that I've done it. Aussie guys, Screamers, Baked Beans. Thank you for the follows. Appreciate it. Means a hell of a lot. Yeah, hopefully he will come back. Hopefully he'll come back. Jesus, best thing as well, Mitchie's killing it with the conversation. I haven't actually looked at my notes at all, which might be a good or bad thing. Oh shit, you know what? Actually, quick break here to tell you guys as well. If you haven't, or shit, you probably haven't. Let me pull this up. I don't know if you'll be able to see it here. I'll sling it in Mitchie's little thing here. On the Discord, if you haven't joined the Discord, please do so. If one of the mods can chuck the Discord link in there. If you haven't already, I've got a little thing here. I should have said this at the start, but I'm an idiot and didn't. But if you've got any questions for Mitchie, chuck them in here. It's under podcast, very top of the server here. Podcast Mitchiijohn questions. Just type some questions in. I can ask at the end if we've got a couple. And get Mitchie's take on a few things. Chuck them in there. Thank you, Ando. Hopefully that's the right link. If that link doesn't work, you might need to go and get a fresh one. I think I might have fucked it up or something. So yeah, definitely do that. I meant to do that at the start. I'm an idiot. I already see my stuff like
my sincere apologies.
No, you're right, dude. I was I forgot to ask everyone to drop some questions in the Discord for you. So hopefully a few people will have some questions at the end. I see the stuff are asking something already, so that should be interesting. But anyway, so moving on from battle royales, I know we've kind of talked the shit.
I know I got a little distracted.
No, it's good though, because I know like that's kind of what you've definitely been through a few. I know H1 you're a big fan, but you also play a shit ton of Siege.
I love my Siege.
I don't so much want to talk about Siege. Yeah. Or as it stands, I want to talk about you being an Ubisoft All-Star. Is that what is that what it is? Ubisoft All-Star?
The Ubisoft Star Player program.
Star Player. Okay, thank you. Yeah, Star Player. Okay, so if anyone don't know what the Star Player program is, can you like explain to them what it is and refresh my mind?
It's pretty much the Star Player program is where people from Ubisoft find you. There's no application. There's no requirements. If you go on the website, it actually says there, how do I become a Star Player? And it's like, we don't give out the requirements. They keep it very under wraps because they rather find actual fans of Ubisoft games than people who are just working towards it. Yeah. And I remember, like, I got an inbox in from this guy named Alan. He works for Ubisoft over in the UK on Twitter. And he's like, hey, just want to check and see if you got this really important email from us. And I actually had deleted the email because I thought it was just one of those this game's out now stuff because I get lots of emails from game companies.
Wait, okay. Well, hold up for a hot minute. You delete your emails?
No, so like like EB Games or EA that like you get emails like PlayStation. I just got one for PlayStation about Days Gone. It's like promo ads. I delete those, and I thought it was like an email from Ubisoft about like.
What? So I'm not grilling you. I'm just getting to the mind of an email deleter.
Now, since then, have started checking my emails, but I thought it was one of those, so I trashed it, and then I was like, "Oh, what is this email?" And then
But don't we have like a fuck ton of can't emails hold like email storage hold like tens of thousands of emails?
Yeah,
like,
so
what is it like an OCD thing that you feel like
Yeah, I don't like notifications like the red ones and stuff.
Don't look at my Discord. People get irritated. Have you seen on the side? I've got like one server here that's got 405.
Yeah, mine's really bad. I try and read them all and they just fill up. That I try not to look at the Discord thing. I'm looking at them now.
I'm polar opposite, dude. I'm like a notification collector. I love seeing. I don't know if it makes me feel important or if it's just fun to see the numbers rack up. Yep. I had an old Hotmail account, and it had over 10,000 unread emails on it.
I'd be too
Over
scared to go.
10,000.
Yeah.
I felt like a king. I
Oh,
felt like
man.
I had made it. Like, I feel like I should have been hidden up like Guinness World Record. I was like, this could be some one day.
Yeah.
Like, just collecting those unreads. I would sometimes not, I would hesitate. I'd be like,
Yeah.
that email looks interesting.
Yep.
But at the same time, I'd rather add that to my collection of unreads. You know what I mean? Because I have so much.
Yeah.
I signed up, like, as a kid, you sign up to so much shit, not thinking about repercussions of getting so many. Nowadays, I don't want my, like, email filled up with that much shit. But
I
definitely
wish I
don't-
was more careful with my emails now. Like, I careful what I sign.
Yeah, because people
I
just
unsubscribe
spam
and
your
things
shit.
like that.
I saw
Yep.
I saw someone on Twitter the other day, and they
Yep.
they put up a thing, and it said they'd asked to unsubscribe from a mailing list.
Yep.
And it came up saying, "No worries, we'll be sending you an email for you to confirm to unsubscribe from this email." And they were like, "Hell no!" Like, they're sending another email after you like, "Do not email me again, motherfucker." And they're like, "We'll send you one more just to double check." It's like, you just like, I don't know. It's kind of crazy. I'm surprised they even give you an option these days.
Yeah,
like
it's,
to unsubscribe.
It's really bad. Like, I hate it. Like, I've recently had my details and stuff hacked from a finance company. I was going through it, and they called me and said,
shit.
"Oh, your details were like your email and phone number and stuff was may have been compromised." And I get like all these telemarketing calls now. Like, I could show my phone log. I got like 4 yesterday.
Shit. Yeah.
I accidentally answered one yesterday, and it was someone trying to like get me to donate for the Heart Research Foundation and stuff.
Yeah, it just goes on.
And it's just like I used to be on a blocked calling list, and to get all those, it's just like,
the block calling list don't seem to do anything.
doesn't do
Like,
nothing.
Yeah, I
They-
get multiple calls a day as well, like just spam calls because
now I just don't answer numbers that I don't know.
Yeah, I'm
but
the
then
same.
I worry if
Yeah.
it's a block number and it's someone I actually know that's calling me for an emergency. I'm like, oh, I missed that call because I'm not answering. But yeah,
I guess
it's
you just
hard.
put. Do you put like people's names in your phone though? Because for a while there, I didn't put anyone's names. In
I
my-
do have people's names on my phone, but like sometimes, like my sisters particularly change their thing to blocked. Oh, like block call for
okay,
some
yeah,
weird
yeah, so you
reason.
don't know.
I don't know. Well,
Okay.
if I miss a
Fuck.
call from a block number once, I won't answer unless they ring back again within
Yeah.
the space of a minute or two, just in case. And then if it's a telemarketer or somebody, I just simply hang up.
See,
Like,
I always go rule of thumb that
Yeah.
unless if it's something important, they'll leave a message. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like they'll leave a message, and no one
Absolutely.
ever leaves a fucking message.
No, or
Um,
like if like it was someone I know, they'd surely send a message being like, "Hey, answer your phone." I'd be like,
Yeah.
"Okay."
Yeah, no, that's right. I mean, like honestly, no one really calls me today. It's all like internet, dude. All internet.
Yeah,
Um,
pretty much.
getting-
Like, I contact most of my friends through Messenger or Instagram.
Yeah, it's like I mean, I think who fucking calls anyone these days? Who wants to talk to people?
It's all about the data.
Yeah, 100%, dude. It's the digital age. It's the internet age.
Yep.
But I was going to get back to the star player thing. So
Yeah, sorry, we got off topic.
wait, all stars or star player? Fuck, star
Star
player.
player.
Shit,
Star player, yeah.
So you got so you didn't sign up for that or anything. You
No,
got contact. So you got noticed, and that was
I-
from playing a shit ton of Siege. I think it was.
Yeah, I think it was mostly like some advice that I was given when I started streaming, and I give this to anyone, is whenever you stream a game, Twitter is like really good real estate for promoting yourself, and don't waste it using the hashtag follow for follow, things like that.
Yeah.
Use it to get people in your game, and I used to use it just to tag like game companies, and if they're in Australia, like say Ubisoft, they got the Ubisoft, but Ubisoft Australia, I was tagging them.
Yep.
And I do this for any game, like as close to home as I can to, and that's how I think they found me. They said, because some of the dudes at Ubisoft that I was talking to, I was like, hey, just how did this happen? They said, well, we passed your name on to the guys over there. So like I always tell people, if you're gonna like, if you want this like something like that to happen, just promote your streams, like tag the companies as much as you can. I always say I'm sorry for like, because I always spam Ubisoft a lot of things. I'm like, I'm sorry. Customer stalker. They go, no, we like it. Like we like it when people show engagement.
Well, it's
and
like
stuff.
it's promotion for them as well, and no matter the size of a person, it's like it shows someone's passion for that game, and you don't know how many people are going to see that and interact with that and go, hey, yeah, if a mate of mine's social media, that's the thing. It's like you're seeing.
It's a very powerful tool, and like that's why I was so shocked. I was like, all I was doing was just playing a game that I like, and it's not biased or anything. I know a lot of people have some issues with Ubisoft games. I've always just been a fan. Like, you can't see, but like I've got my Assassin's Creed shrine up here, like all my shrines and stuff, and Siege is my mainstream game. I love it and I hate it at the same time, but like I just have a real passion for it, and then like to get something like that offered to me was surreal. I was like, okay, I'm not popular or anything. I just love games.
No, that's awesome. Like that they and it's big. That's a big shout out to Ubisoft that they don't go for just like people that are partner, or they're not biased or in some sort of like, they're not looking for a hierarchy. You know what I mean?
No, absolutely.
They really
legit fans.
look for people that are passionate about games. And I know a few people got selected for it. What was like what kind of benefits, like was there like what was the give and take, like did you get stuff from it, did they get stuff from it, like what's kind of like the deal with it?
Pretty much they sent a few of us to PAX for Melbourne, so they like hooked us up with everything, flights, accommodation into the convention before anyone else, and got us like cool goodie bags and stuff, and it was amazing. And then for the like they've been giving us codes for the games coming out, so all the Ubisoft games that have come out in the last 6 months have been given a code for, and
holy shit,
it's just so cool. And like I got invited for Rainbow Six season at Siege at the moment. The season's set in Australia.
Yep.
And
Burnt Horizon, is that it?
Burnt Horizon, and they had a big party for it in the city, and that was amazing to get invited to that because it was but before that they had invited myself and only a select few to be one of the first people in the world to get to play the season, and before it was shown to anyone.
Yeah, wow.
And that event unfortunately got cancelled due to some issues they were having, but to have been invited to that was just a massive honor as well, because like a game that has like 30 million players, to be one of the first people to see the new season. Yeah, that's a big honor, and I was just like,
fucking huge.
I know, and I was like, I got to get it off work. I was like, but it was
hell yeah.
It would have been good. Yep, perfect.
Oh no, what were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say, like, it's sad that it got cancelled, but the fact that I was still invited was just such an honor.
Yeah, 100%. A lot of people would love to be in that position.
Yeah.
How long, like, does the star player program thing last? Like, is it like
for a year? I think I'm not too sure. Like, I have seen recently in the last coming days on all over the world on Twitter. I don't follow these people, but from following some of the Ubisoft guys, they're starting to add in new players from around the world for E3. So they're sending players from everywhere to E3.
Dude, E3,
and there's people, like there's people from Spain I've seen, UK. I've seen an Australian get an invite, and that's awesome. And it's not even like big, like high popular streamers as well. There's some small streamers, popular streamers, but people who have committed to the Ubisoft community in a way that just have a passion for it. And I love that. Like they're sending like small streamers like myself. Like I'm not going, but small streamers like that from.
Well, hopefully they heat up, dude. That'd be sick.
Oh man, E3 has been my dream for like 8 years. I mean, I'd love to go one day, but to see so many people excited for it, it's just that's amazing. Like, and I'm so happy to see that.
E3 is a bit of a sore point at the moment because it's like it's. I have a feeling this could be either one of the last E3s, or if not the last. Because
EA and PlayStation aren't doing.
Sony's pulled out. Nintendo, I don't think really fucks with it because they've got their treehouse kind of things, or whatever they call it.
Yeah, they do their own thing. I
don't even know if what Microsoft's going to be doing. Everyone's pulling out of it.
I think this is the year that Microsoft will announce the next Xbox and PlayStation. I think they'll dedicate PlayStation. They're doing their own thing for PlayStation 5. I think that's what I think. But
how long has the PS4 been out for? It's
like 5 years or 6 years this year.
Oh shit! And a console life cycle is usually about 8 years. So I mean, it would be close. Yeah, you're right. I mean, they could be very close.
It's crazy because I feel like I only got those like the other day.
I know the PS4 still feels new as fuck, man.
It does,
in a way. But yeah, I think E3 is dying. I mean, it is, which is fucking
the hype isn't it? Because I used to stay up till like 2-3 a.m.
Yeah, like
watching them as my tradition, and then they changed the times and stuff, but that was my tradition. Like every year, me and my awake watching that, like we'd be up, like going for it, and that was the best few days. Was all the game excitements. But last year's E3 was a bit of a letdown. Like PlayStation's conference was.
Yeah, it was a little bit. Was that the one where they had people like hanging from the ceiling?
They moved around. Like it was the most.
Oh yeah, fuck, things. They did.
I didn't know if it ended or not. Like I was like, what the hell is this?
People had to move to different, and they had the Last of Us.
Yeah, people that were there tweeting from actual there didn't even know what was happening. They're like, we're being moved. We don't know what's happening.
But like they tried something different, but it's like
somebody's getting fired for that.
Well, yeah, in a way, it's funny because they obviously didn't have a lot to show, so they were trying to really compensate with something a bit unique. But I mean, in a way, I think good on them for trying something different. But
at least you tried.
I remember watching like the shots of people walking from like where they were. No one wants to get up and have to move. No. Like it's already like you found your seat. You want it like fuck that. So that was so weird. And then they announced The Last of Us 2.
Yeah.
and that was kind of like, okay, that's a
Cool.
thing.
I think they were just hoping for that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they were really like banking on that being like the big kind of like, all right, well, that's people be excited enough about that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It was very let down from their past years, because I remember the year, hands down, greatest E3 moment was the massive burn that Sony threw at Xbox.
the swapping games and whatnot.
Yes,
Yeah.
because the Xbox One, when they announced it, that they failed so bad there.
Yeah,
Like
that was, and they've come back a little bit. Somehow
They
they
brought it back.
survived a bit, but it did
it
damage
failed,
them.
and that E3 was probably. Oh, my favorite E3 was probably 2014. That was a good year for it. But that burn that the dude was just like,
Yeah,
gives the game. Oh, greatest
there was
moment.
some shade being thrown on that.
Oh,
in that E3, which is,
I was here for it. I love drama. I love.
yeah. Oh no!
Isn't that-
We lost your mic for a minute.
Oh no!
Cut out
Sorry, I
for a
stepped too far back.
No,
Hello?
no. It just kind of completely cut out. But yeah, wait. You're a big fan of drama, huh?
I like I was here for the drama. I was here for watching them for
Wow.
all that shade at each other. I was living for it. I thought it was so funny.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
do. A bit of drama doesn't. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, I've talked about like Twitter drama and stuff recently.
Oh, yeah.
Do you fuck with that? Do you ever get
As
amongst
long
it,
as
or do you
I'm
sit
not
back
involved, I
yeah.
will have my 2 cents. But when I get involved, I go hard on and then there's lots of drama in the Twitch community. I've learnt in the coming months. Not that I've been involved with it, but I have seen it from the sidelines. I've seen it at events.
Yeah,
I've seen it, and it's just like sometimes it's a bit ridiculous, sometimes it's justified. But I think like a lot of people should chill out sometimes and just go with it, But I try and stay out of it, but I like to be around to know what's going on. But
yeah.
I mean,
mean,
it's interesting,
I think as long as I'm not in it, I do enjoy it. Usually, I have to say,
and that's bad to say. That's very hypocritical, but it's.
Well,
Yeah.
I think as long as I don't perpetuate it, I think
Yep.
there's nothing wrong with it. It's going to happen whether I'm watching it or not happen.
Yep.
And I think if I
So
then
you may as well
jump-
know about it.
Yeah,
You may as well
and
know about
and
it.
if I jump in to break it up, I'm just going to be perpetuating it. So I think,
Yep.
well, if I sit back with the popcorn and enjoy the ride, then fuck, let them ruin their,
Pretty much.
persona and whatnot.
Yeah.
With the Ubisoft All Stars thing, like you've
Yeah.
been, not even just with that, like obviously,
Yeah.
so you got sent to packs and whatnot, but I saw as well,
yeah.
you've been even like, because I want to ask about this because I think this could help some people with their mindset of, working kind of with brands or developers and whatnot. But you've been sent like a few like care packages and whatnot from like Ubisoft with Siege stuff and all that. And as a lot of like gamers are very passionate about what they play, their dream is to have their favorite developer send them like care packages with their name on it, saying, "Hey, here's a bunch of cool shit that you can put on your shelves and whatnot." Like, what is like the process to like getting in with that? Like, was that kind of before even the All Stars thing? You had stuff like that happen, or has that mostly happened since the All Stars thing?
No, so I had a care package sent before the All-Star thing last year with some Siege goodies, and that was when I started realizing, wow, that makes me want to work harder and make better content and play like their games more. And
Yeah.
I just was a fan of Siege, and I randomly got an inbox from the community manager of Ubisoft Australia saying, hey, like, I have this care package with your name on it. Where am I sending it to? And I was like, oh crap, like really? And I was thinking it was just something small, and then there's all the Siege goodies, and then from there I got this recent care package from Siege goodies and a Division one, and it wasn't even part of the Star Players program. I've seen other Australian streamers who play Ubisoft games that aren't part of the program get that stuff too. And really, it's just any advice I could give is just show passion. Like don't ask for it. Don't expect it. If you do one stream playing that game once, you're not gonna get anything. It's about showing a passion and love for it. And yeah, I think that like I certainly don't do it just for the free stuff. I just do it because I love it. And I'm on my streams recently, I have said some stuff about Siege that I don't like, but yet I still have a relationship with Ubisoft. But everyone's entitled to their opinions and stuff. But
I think
I still show a passion for it. Like when I'm
Yeah.
complaining about something, it's not because I hate it. It's just because I love it so
You
much.
love it so much. I think they would
Yeah.
appreciate hearing
Yeah.
your thoughts on it. They don't want someone that's just going to be like, "I love it so much," and like that doesn't give them anything. They want to hear your thoughts
Feedback,
and opinions.
yeah.
Because that will help them their game continue to be what it is.
Live longer. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think it's worth brands sending free stuff out to people that are passionate? Because obviously the whole idea, I would imagine, is that they hope that you'll take photos and share it on social
Yeah.
media, and it will kind of get people excited, and also get people going, oh, maybe if I play this game more and support it more. Like,
Definitely.
it's clever marketing. It's real
It
social
is,
media marketing in a
'cause-
way.
Yeah, for years I'd watched streamers who got stuff sent in the mail, and I was always like, yeah, I wish I could do that. And then I always told myself, well, it's not going to happen if you don't do something about it, which is
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm going to work hard for it. And I wasn't working just because I want that stuff. I started streaming because I needed something to distract me from the real world stuff.
Yeah.
And this all just came from that. And since then, I've just like, I love streaming. I have a massive passion for it. And if along the way you get things like that happening, I'm here for that. Like, I'm
Hell
living
yeah.
for it.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, I don't know, advice I give is just show your passion for the games. Don't do it just because you want it, because people will tell you just are doing it. Like, it's like when what was the example I was going to use? It's like people that just play a game for the follows or the subs. Like, you can tell you're not enjoying the game. And it's like, that's why I tell people, stream whatever you want. Who cares if it has 0 viewers on Twitch, that game? Like, it's like me playing Batman last night. I was the only person in the world streaming that game, but I still had people in chat, and I was having fun playing the game, and it's great. Like, I think, yeah.
Well, that's the thing, right? So with playing, it's two opposite ends of the playing field. It's like you can play a game and you can play something that you maybe are a bit bored of, but you know it's going to keep your community happy, and you know they're going to be like turning up for that, and you're worried if you're going to switch, people are going to leave, and blah blah blah, all that stuff. Or you can play a bit of variety and know that your viewership might not be as big, but but you're happier playing what you're playing. It's hard. Like, how do you balance that? You know what I mean? Like, how do you
it's
like, because do you have that kind of real, do you feel like you want to grow as a streamer, or are you happy letting it just organically? Or are you someone that wants to kind of just fucking grow? You know what I mean? Like, some people just want to get that growth, they want to get those followers, want to get those views. Like, are you kind of happy with just doing your thing and letting it organically happen? Or
I'm in the middle. Hey, like, I'd love to see my channel grow. Like, at the moment we're really pushing for the 2K, but and like, I know my main game Siege, and I've had people say in my chat, oh, you're not playing Siege tonight, I'm gonna go watch this person or something. And I don't like those comments, because I really love the people in my chat who are just there for whatever I'm playing. And lately I have been branching a bit away from Siege, and that's just because I want to either replay games on the shelf, or I want to try something new. And yes, looking at my stream summaries and stuff, it does take a hit, but at the end of the day, as long as I'm enjoying myself and people are enjoying themselves, I'm happy. Because like, last few times I've played Siege, I've got really bad resting Mitch face. You can tell I'm unhappy playing it. And like, I think at the end of the day, it's the streamer's choice in what they want to play, as long as you're enjoying themselves. Yes, I guess playing a game that's very small in viewership won't help, but at the same time, if you're a new streamer playing a game like Fortnite, it's not like, if you've got 0 viewers, like, that's going to be a bit hard as well. So I guess mixing it up, trying different things, always try different things. Like I think that's what I could give, is I tried many different things. I tried many different games before I found where I was in a direction I was happy with. And yes, like, I may not have high viewership as a lot of other streamers and stuff, but as long as I'm enjoying myself, I don't mind. And yes, I want to grow at the same time, but I want to enjoy myself for it. I don't want to sell myself out. See,
that's almost something I was thinking, right? I almost feel like that's the thing. People complain about their community dropping off after they've played a game for like the last year, like religiously, and then they swap, they play something else, and everyone goes, fuck this, I'm out. You're not playing the game that I signed up for. I think they're saying, and so everyone kind of gets a bit scared about variety streaming, playing a whole bunch of different shit. But at the same time, it's almost like, if you were to condition your audience that to them knowing that you play a whole bunch of different stuff, then in the like long term, you're probably better off. Like, it's almost like people play like one game religiously, sometimes because a lot of time because they love it, but then they kind of continue playing it, and they're scared to swap because they think like, oh, I'm booming, my growth is going up exponentially, I'm going to crush it. But it's unrealistic. You can't play a game for the rest of your streaming career.
Exactly.
And the game will either die, you'll either get over it, you can't continue it. And then eventually you're going to dip off anyway.
Yeah.
and people are going to leave because you're even more cemented as that kind of streamer.
Well, I
Whereas,
say it to people, like, I'm like, well, you try playing a game, the same game, every day of your life for this long,
try
and
doing
you tell
anything.
you tell me, like, would you be bored or would you still enjoy it? I mean, there's some
Yeah.
people that have played the same game for years, like people who like that have played that game for the same years. That's awesome, but I'm one of those people that just can't do that. I have to mix it
Yeah,
up,
no,
otherwise I get
my
bored.
attention span is terrible. I can't do it. So I think that's the thing. Then if you continuously are playing different games, I think the people, like, it might be a slower build up, but I think
Yeah.
then you're not going to shock anyone at any point. So
Yeah.
that you're not, people are going to be like, fuck this, I'm out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like,
And unfortunately, I have had people that have like parted themselves away from the stream because of it. Like, I used to be a Overwatch streamer.
Oh, really?
And then like, I started with Elder Scrolls Online, then that didn't Overwatch, and then because I didn't play Overwatch anymore, people didn't come around. I'm like,
yeah.
cool. But and that's fine. Everyone doesn't have to
Yeah,
like every
it's-
game. That's fair enough. But
It's so fucking
Yeah.
weird though, because it's like these people could watch anyone playing Overwatch, right?
Yeah.
But they choose to watch you, or they choose to watch me play
That's it.
Fortnite, and it's
Yeah.
like, it's weird because they could watch anyone play it. They obviously turn up for somewhat of the personality. Otherwise, they'd watch it. So if they didn't like the personality, they would watch someone else play that game.
Yep.
But then as soon as you stop playing it, it's like, it's such a weird concept that they can just be so like, all right, bye, your personality isn't enough to keep. Because I've had that happen. Like,
Yeah.
not so much that someone says anything to me, but you know that they've dipped and they won't come back. And it's such a weird mentality on Twitch that people seem to be so they'll just fucking dip. Like,
bail out.
it's weird that the personality to a lot of people on Twitch just doesn't seem to be enough. And I always found that weird because at the forefront of streaming, it's the person running it. So
Yeah.
it's a little bit odd.
Yeah, like it's very hard, and like yes, sometimes when I am playing a different game, a variety game, and chat is like super quiet, it's a bit intimidating. And I'm just like, nah, you know what? Like, I'm enjoying myself playing this game, and I'm gonna stick it through. And now I'm at the point where I'm just like, you know what? Play whatever I want. And I'm
Yeah.
happy if people want to watch. That's fine. Like, I'm not gonna force people. I'm not gonna grab them by the head and say, watch.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, at the end of the day, as long as I enjoy what I do, which is play games, I'm happy. And I had like such a ball playing Batman last night, man. Like,
Yeah,
flying
hell
through Gotham
yeah.
City, it was so much nostalgia because that's like one of my top games. And I was
Yeah.
like, I'm having the best time. And then there's people that had never actually seen the game before, and they've been like, they were saying in chat that actually enjoy watching it, even though they've never played it. They've enjoyed watching it. And as long as like I'm keeping in like the constant interaction with chat, I think that's another thing as well. Like,
Yeah. Here's something I'm really curious about, all right? Because this is something I struggle with.
Yep.
New game releases.
Yeah.
You've been waiting for it for like the last year. Say like
Yep.
the developers been hyping the fucking shit out of this AAA title. You're pumped.
Yep.
You're gonna play it on stream, right? You're like, I'm gonna play this on stream.
Yeah.
Do you ever kind of feel like you don't want to play a new release game, or something you've been anticipating for so long on stream because you think it might ruin the experience? You want to just immerse yourself in it.
Yep.
And then you also worry, like, I know for me, I always kind of worry that people are then going to be like, oh, you're playing it wrong, shaking my head, like face palm and stuff. When you're just trying to enjoy this thing that you've wanted to play. Like, I won't play story-based games on stream, especially stuff that I've been waiting for so, like, anticipating for so long, because I want to immerse myself in it. Do you ever feel like you lose some of that playing it on stream, or?
Yeah, I feel like I have to rush the game. And
you can't absorb it as much as you'd like to.
Yeah, but I think that really, Horizon Zero Dawn, when that game, it was when I first started streaming. All I wanted to do was stream, but I didn't have a capture card, and so I rushed through that game, and I regret that I did because I was doing it off stream while trying to stream and work.
Shit.
And I rushed through it, and I regret that I did. But I just decided, you know what, I'm gonna do whatever I want in games. Like, if it's collectibles and stuff, I'll just do that off stream while watching a movie or something.
Yeah.
And I did it for Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and that was a massive game last year. Like, it's a huge game, so many side missions, and I just was like, screw it. I did so many long streams where I did like 8-9 hour streams. I have more bookmarks. You go back, and that's because I was like waiting to start my new job at the time, so I had all the time to do that.
Yeah.
But I really just did all the side missions and stuff in that game, and I told chat, I was like, guys, I'm just doing some side missions. You want some story stuff? I'll let you know. But it's hard. It's very hard because it does kind of ruin it. You feel like you're keeping people bored running from one side of the place to another.
Like, it's like,
Complete.
do you feel like your immersion is broken when you stream a game in a way, or do you feel like you can?
bit.
Do you feel like you can get immersive with it? Because I feel like for me, I find it hard because I'm cranking my neck every 2 seconds to read chat, and and it pulls me out of it. Even just seeing if someone's
It
there,
does
you know, just
sometimes,
making
yeah.
sure. And it's hard because you just can't. You feel like you're not living in that world as much. You know what I mean?
I think, yeah, like it has in a way, which is why I think maybe perhaps I should start getting the habit of only streaming a few times a week for basic multiplayer games, and then saving story games for off stream. But then at the same time, I love seeing, like, having some games that I've played on stream for the first time, like story games, and I look back on my reaction. I was like, yeah, that game made me feel that. That game broke my heart. And yeah, like, I mean, I don't mind doing it. Like, and like any game that I play story based, I bookmark it and have it as highlights. And
Hell yeah.
if people missed it, they can go back and watch that. Or
Yeah.
people are unsure about a game that I've talked about, they can look at the gameplay footage and go, yeah, because you could go on YouTube and look at gameplay footage, but I don't upload stuff to YouTube and all that stuff. Like, I'd rather just do my own live reaction and go from there.
Yeah, 100%. I was gonna as well ask or bring up, because you said about checking out your stream stats or whatnot.
Yeah.
Do your stream stats fuck you up ever? Do you ever look at them, and do they ever bother you, or do you ever hesitate to look? Or are you very much like you like to see them? Because I never look at my stats. I never do you have like viewer count ever on screen and stuff like that?
Nah. So I get hesitant looking at the statistics after some streams. I've been doing it a little bit when I do variety games and stuff, but I never look at viewer count. If there's something I could pass advice on for new streamers, don't do it, because if you look back on my first stream, all you see is me turning my head like that, looking, seeing if somebody's watching. And now these days, I just have my iTunes or Spotify blocking it, because if it goes past 10, my viewer count, I don't know why, I get really anxious and stuff. So
I'm the same. Yeah, it's a thing. It's like either you feel kind of shitty that you don't have the viewers you feel like you deserve, or you have too many. You're like, shit, I've had a lot of eyes on me, and it's like a weird mindset. But like going back and looking then after the fact at like stats and whatnot, do you ever feel like you should have like obviously I guess if you're doing it, you feel like there's, because I feel like for me, I feel like I should probably be looking at them to maybe see how I'm doing and see maybe where I could do better. Do you feel what's the reason, I guess, you look at your stats? Like, what's like the big kind of, is this curiosity, or is there like a reason?
I did it for when like I started branching away from Siege. Like, I'd start stream with Siege, and then halfway through the stream I'd switch to something else. And it's amazing looking at that graph where your viewer count is and then where it dips, and it's like, damn. But these days, I really just only look at my statistics to see what my viewer average is, because one of my stream goals for 2020, what year are we in? 2019?
2019, yeah. I know, it's fucked,
was to try and boost it up to like minimum 20. And it stayed the same for the last few, like this year it stayed the same, which is at the 13 mark. But it does fluctuate. So one day it'll be 12, next day 13, then 14, then back to 13. And it's the same with follower count. Like, I'm pushing for the 2K at the moment, but some days you'll get like 1 follower, some days you get like 10. But then like at the same time, people will unfollow. Like, I feel like it's a bit in the middle. It's so weird. Like,
it's so weird, because back in the day of Twitch, when I started streaming, I never got people unfollowing ever.
Yeah, like,
but it's it's becoming this weird thing where you constantly, I get it all the time, people unfollowing. I'm like, when I'm either live, which that seems more likely because someone's either gone, oh, that's right, I don't really care about his content anymore, or he doesn't play Fortnite anymore. So like, but when you're not live, it's like, wow, they probably went through and did a clean out. But it happens a lot, and it's like, it's interesting because it doesn't cost anything to follow. And Twitch never used to be one of those things where it's like, oh, this person follows this many people and he has this many followers, that looks bad. It's like, it just doesn't have that thing. So why do you think it is that people unfollow? Like, what? No idea.
Hey, like, I sometimes think it's me, because I don't look at it anymore if I'm off stream. I mean, I have my dashboard up now, I'm looking at it, but it's like I said, I've been pushing the 2K, and chat is very observant and like constantly writing how many people are left. And I don't even know myself. I'm like, oh, let me just check, because last time I checked it might have been this, but then if I check it now, it might be less. And sure enough, last time when I checked it, I was like 5 less than what I was the day before. And I'm just like, okay, like, are you, like, I don't mind that I'm following, that's fine, but it's like, whoa, like, where are you going? Did I do something? What is it? I like feedback. I'm one of those people that needs feedback. And like, but at the same time, it could be old accounts getting deleted, and I'm just
That's
like,
true.
okay.
That's true.
But,
Because here's the thing:
yeah.
I did the IRL streams for a little bit for like
Yeah.
2 weeks. I was
I loved those.
yeah. I enjoyed them, but they
Yeah.
were exhausting as hell.
They would have been. You were like
So
one minute you were here in the city, the next you're out
Yeah.
by the Docklands, and I'm
yeah,
like,
I was
like
literally
how did you
walking
get there?
across the city like every second day, and
That's commitment.
I was walking about 20 kilometers every stream.
Good way to stay in shape.
Yeah, I know. I was like, I was playing a whole bunch of crazy shit with it and whatnot, but I got to a point where I'm like, yeah, I can't sustain this. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I might be able to build up stamina for it, but just getting into the city from where I am, it was such a journey. And so I found that I was getting like around 20 followers a day during those streams. So I was like, wow, my follow count is going to blow up. Yeah, it was really good. But then I got back to the point where I'm like, fuck it, I just want to get back to my desk and I want to enjoy it. And I was like, I'll never go back to my desk. I'm an IRL streamer now. I went back to my desk and I came back, and the first stream I did at my desk, I lost like close to 10 followers.
Yeah, you know, I
And I
people
was
hate
like,
change.
yeah.
Some people just hate change.
It was like
And
they didn't even wait to see if I'd go back outside again. They're like, fuck it. This guy is, and it was obvious, like, this guy's not outside. The fuck? I only want to see outside this desk pleb. You know what I mean? Like, and it was like,
Or
wow.
some people
Like,
will just join in on a raid hype, and then as soon they'll follow, and then as soon as their stream is gone from chat, they'll be like, bye, and it's like, cool, bye. But, you know, I just go with it. Like, you know, you can't force people to stay.
Exactly.
You can't do anything about it unless you actually did something for them to unfollow you. Then
which I'm sure we never did because we're not perfect. But it is weird because I never back in the day I used to think about how Twitch was very much not like that.
Nah,
and it's just like I just don't get. Yeah, it'd be interesting to get into the psyche of some. Like, I've definitely unfollowed people. I admit, I've definitely unfollowed people, but that's. I guess maybe I'm my own best case study because I guess after a while of maybe not watching that, and I say if follow doesn't cost you anything, but I guess if I know I haven't watched someone in ages and I really just haven't really fucked with their content for a while, I might unfollow because I guess you do have a limited screen real estate of where when you check who's live at any given time, you want to see at a glance the people you want to watch. So maybe something like that. Maybe there's, but then it's I guess when you delve in, you're like, well, then what? They don't want to watch me. So it's kind of like social media is hard, dude. Social media can fuck with your
hard.
head.
But I've noticed like a thing on Twitch lately, and it's not a shade thing at anyone, but like people that have never like been around stream before, they'll host you, they'll follow you, they'll bring their community in, and then I don't feel obliged, but I feel, oh, that's so cool. I don't know you, but follow your channel back to give you support. And then you go and notice that they've actually unfollowed you in the process. And then like it's like they expect you to then host them back and bring their community over. And I don't like that. I really don't like that.
I have a juicy story. I'm not going to say names because that will, you know, obviously. I had a part of the local you know, ANZ Twitch scene. A partnered streamer.
I love that I think I already know who this is. But anyways,
really? No. This is probably not who you think. You probably think I'm going somewhere else with this. Because I was talking about something the other day. It's funny. We had a big conversation about an Australian Twitch streamer the other day on Metal Man and Matt's podcast. But it was the whole time not saying a name. And I just thought, fuck. Like a few people I think knew who it was. But the people that didn't pray had the most, like they had like information blue balls. They're like, who the fuck is it? Like, because I'm like saying, like I'm saying all this juicy shit, but the only thing I'm not saying is the name. And if you don't know, drive crazy. So I'm about to do that again.
You don't know, unfortunately.
I'm about to do that again and piss people off.
I'm sorry to those people.
I'm sorry to those people already. But so this guy came. It isn't as bad, maybe. Yeah, you just was like that killed me. Yeah, I'm so sorry. So this guy came in. He pulls like around 100. I'd say average viewers per stream.
Nice.
He's partnered. He hasn't even been streaming for crazy. I think maybe 2017 he started. He did grassroots. I think he blew up. And he seems like a nice enough dude. He seems nice enough. He is a little bit cocky. And God, I would go as far to say a little bit fake.
Unfortunately, there's a lot out there. And it's dark. Okay, that wasn't who I was thinking of. There's someone else. But
wait, you're already, you know. Wow, I didn't give.
No, there's someone else I was thinking of. But there is a lot of fake out there, and it's coming from meeting those people in person. And unfortunately, PAX was a real eye opener for me.
So you reckon meeting people in person outs people sometimes?
Oh, 100%. When people have had a few drinks,
really?
Like, there's some real shit personalities on Twitch that are fake that have turned me off them. Like, there's been streamers that I looked up to that I've met in person and they're just a shit human. I'm sorry, that's really dark, but they really are in person. I'm just like, you know what, I'm done. Like, and like, it's just there's a lot of like off stream, and I have a really good bullshit detector.
Yeah.
And I keep dropping the S word, sorry. But I have a really good detector.
Wait, S word.
Shit.
Shit.
I could try not to
No!
swear. I've been trying not to swear.
For you or for this?
For this.
No, dude. People out here saying cunt like every second word.
Wow. I nearly said it before and I stopped myself.
Bro, I don't even say that, the big C on here, but I mean, I just did, but yeah, bro, people are fucking throwing those ones out. I don't care at all. You say,
cool.
Yeah, go for it, dude.
Yeah, no, like, it's just, I've met people in person and they've been horrible, and I just think you're ridiculous, and then you look at them on stream and they're just the complete opposite of what they are in person. I think it's fake.
I mean,
for me, like, I'm like a very awkward person on stream. People say I look very confident stuff on stream. I'm dying on the inside. In person at PAX, I was just there with flasks in my hand drinking because I was that nervous to be there. And
really, right?
I'm very quiet. I'm very shy about talking to people, and like, but then there's people like just on stream who are just so over the top and fake, and there's such a fake personality. I've had I'm not gonna name streamers names that have just bitched about people in their chat in person, and I'm just like, wow. And then when they're on stream and that person comes in, they're like, oh my god, it's so nice to see you. I'm like,
it is a bit of that.
You can't be like that, because then it just shows what kind of person you are and what you really do on Twitch for.
So here's the thing though, do they need to be because obviously people are trying to grow as essentially their stream's like a business in a way to them, a lot of people, where they want to grow it, they want to be able to profit off it, because not because they're like, I want to just use this for money. They love it, they love doing it, but that's why they really want to make the money so they can continue doing it. Like same with me, I'd love to make more and more money off this, for the obvious reason of I just want to be able to keep doing it, you know, and if I could just make enough to survive off it, then I'm happy. Obviously people then want to get sponsors, or they want to get picked up by an organization, whether for streaming or just gaming and whatnot. Do you think that they just try and keep it civil on Twitch, and they know off Twitch they can be real? Do you think they are trying to be fake, or do you think they're just being professional?
I think they're just trying to be professional. Like, I think they just really want, like, I hate saying it, but the attention, and then off stream they don't care, which sucks. Like, I don't stream because I like the money or the free stuff. I originally started streaming because I needed a distraction from life, because I had a lot going on. I needed something to get my mind off a few hours, and that's why I started. That was originally what my streams were about, is if anyone had a lot going on, forget about it for a couple hours, come hang out and chat. And I still like to use that because like, I work full time, I earn a good salary, I'm happy with what I earn. I don't do it for the money. When people sub, I'm just like, what? And I've learned recently that life is very short, and the fact that people have taken time out of their day to come into your chat and hang out with you, they could be like going overseas and stuff, or doing other things with their life, but they're here interacting with you. I think that's amazing. And and I love that, like, because
I think it's so easy to forget that they could be watching anyone at there's so many people streaming at any point.
There's millions of people streaming and they're watching your stream, and I think that's surreal.
Bro, it always blows my fucking mind. Even that people are here right now watching this.
I know.
I mean, we're so awesome, dude. As if they wouldn't. But it's the fact that they could be watching anything right now, and they sit here watching us stream. It's people, I think, forget. I saw a dude recently, and he'd been blowing up for a while playing Fortnite. Like at points where he was getting like 70 or so viewers, and he's like only been streaming for like a year or so. But Fortnite, he stuck to it, and he was good at it. And he was still playing Fortnite, but he had a stream. He had been kind of going backwards a bit. I don't know why. I think I don't know why. He wasn't like
excuse me, sorry, streams going backwards, or personality wise, viewership.
Bit of both. I think maybe it goes hand in hand sometimes with people. Like, it's very hard for them to feel negative or get that kind of nervousness of like, oh shit, what if I fail? And start second guessing everything if it only goes up. But then when they start getting that dip, especially if they've already hit like a real sense of I'm famous in a way, some people hit like those numbers and they're like, oh, I've made it. To go backwards all of a sudden is like, oh shit. And you can see it in his attitude, he wasn't as happy anymore.
I've seen like streamers that have not any Australian ones, these are ones in America that was complaining. He's a big streamer. I don't know if he streams anymore, but he was complaining that people weren't subbing and stuff because he thought he was making top tier shit quality streams. And
wait, is this there's a kind of semi-famous streamer called Darkside Phil. who
Nah.
a lot of people make YouTube videos on him. They make compilations because he is a bit of an e-beggar. I think he's okay.
Yeah.
As a person, he's the guy that I don't know if you remember seeing. He jerked off on stream without realizing stream was on. Going back to talking about that,
I know who it is. Yeah,
he
wow.
was on a couch. He came in, and people reckon he did that as a or he might be dropping frames for a minute. Sorry if we're dropping frames, everyone. But people saying that he did that as like a publicity stunt, so that it would go viral, and he got because like you didn't see any nudity. Yeah. But you knew what was going on. The arm was working overtime, and his head was flipping back. He had a bit of a Craigasm going on. And people are saying, well, I reckon he did it as like a thing. Who would do it right in front of their stream setup just before they go live? It was weird. Anyway, and it's he's a bit of an e-bag, and he like kind of guilts people for subbing and stuff, which is a bit of a weird thing.
Yeah, but I don't like that.
But yeah, but then quickly this guy that I saw, he had like 4 viewers, and me being the nosy fucker that I am, I was like, he's not doing too well today. It was a Saturday. Saturdays sometimes people are doing shit.
Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays are the very quiet nights.
Yeah, they can be a bit quiet. So I went in, and he looked pretty mad. He wasn't saying anything. His chat wasn't talking, of course, because four people are just chilling.
Yeah.
But hey, there's still 4 people that were chilling.
That's 4 more than like what you did when you started.
Exactly. But that's the thing, like because he had gone only up to get down to that, he just was like, what? That
100%.
And he was playing Fortnite, and he had a couple of bad games, and he banged his desk really fucking loud.
Oh no.
And he just went, I can't believe we only have 4 viewers. Are you kidding me? And it was just kind of mind blowing, like that. Actually, we are dropping a couple of frames. How are we looking in the chat, guys? Are we good? Because all of a sudden we're dropping a couple of cheeky frames there.
I've seen a few skips. I'm looking at it.
Have you got stream open?
Oh yeah, man. Keeping up with the chat. Keeping up with the Matty.
Hell yeah, dude. See, I have the chat open, but I don't have the stream going. All right.
I never have much going like on when I'm streaming because I'm too much CPU power.
Yeah, I feel ya.
Damn Google Chrome. Yeah, I know what you're saying. It's like people out there that just that's why I say just don't look at your account.
Yeah,
it
fucks you up, and you can see and people can see when you're getting fucked up by it. You know what I mean? It shows.
It really does. Like people don't realize it. Like, yeah.
All right. People say audio is still good. Hopefully it gets past it. It's very odd though.
Yeah,
very odd. Which the second time
it's Twitch. It's Twitch. They're like they've found this conversation.
Oh they're bringing us down. They're pulling us down.
They're making us scare people into streaming.
100%. All right.
Yeah.
Holding my internet here in my hands. I'm wondering if we should restart it. It's dropping quite a bit.
Oh no! Up to you, man. You do what? This is the MattyAP podcast.
That's true. You know, if I have to restart, then I have to when I upload it to our YouTube, I have to combine it, and that's so much work.
Oh no!
Fix yourself, internet. This is the first time I've had it really drop.
Oh no! It's because I'm here. I told you, I'm the cooler.
Do you have tech problems a lot, like internet problems?
It's very rare. We had the Friday night curse thing happen on stream for a few weeks, a month back.
And every Friday night.
I have no idea. Like when I moved in, I never dropped in this place a year ago. We never had any frame drops, and then Friday night I'd be dropping 50 frames, and I wouldn't know why. And it was only on Fridays, and then it just randomly stopped. So I seriously think it's the ghosts, the demons in this place trying to get me. I think my house is haunted, but that's.
Jokes aside, do you actually reckon your house is haunted?
Yeah, things fall off the walls. I can't keep things.
Bullshit.
I think it's the paint personally, but
okay.
Like it doesn't like
blue
tack.
Okay.
I use blue tacks, but I've used so many hooks for this banner I have, this Skyrim banner. It's still falling down 2 weeks later. I can't be fucked.
Yeah.
But I used so many hooks, and it just kept falling, and I just decided, nope, heathens in this house. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Do you believe in that shit? Like, do you believe in ghosts and stuff and paranormal and all that?
I don't know. Hey, it's I've heard stories, but unless I see it to believe it, I do want to go to a haunted house though.
Ooh, yeah.
I'm very close to a haunted place, around this area. But if you go there, you get a fine because they've closed off. But I do want to go there. Yeah, like if anyone knows of the Picton tunnels, like
Yes, someone told. Okay,
yes,
so someone told me about this on stream,
yes,
and it was actually one of the dudes I did a stream with,
yeah,
an IRL stream. Setsuna, we changed the name to
yeah,
Sunsetter. He was telling me about the Picton Tunnel.
yeah,
Some girl got hit by a train in there years
yes,
ago, and she
yeah,
haunts it. And
yeah,
he was like, he said he walked through that tunnel a long time ago before they made it like essentially illegal to go there. And he said
yeah.
he saw a specter. He said specter,
Ooh.
which sounds more scary than a ghost. It sounds like
Yeah,
he knows his shit. And I was like, oh fuck, like it was creepy hearing about it.
yeah.
Would you really? Okay, so knowing people say they see shit in there and stuff happens in there and whatnot, would you
Yeah.
would you honestly feel like you could do it?
I could like
Really?
I mean, if I didn't get the risk of getting a fine because like I'm broke,
You're
Mitch,
worried
I can't-
about the fine.
I'm worried
not
about the
something-
fine
not
than the
leaving-
ghosts.
Not
Like,
leaving with some demon attached to
yeah,
you.
I mean, I could go there now. They're only like 20 minutes that way. I could totally go that way. My sister went there like years ago, and apparently
Really?
her and her friends got in, but then police or security, I don't know who it was, caught them out, and they
Okay.
didn't really get to see much. But she said it was very creepy, and I was like, damn.
Why do you reckon it's protected from the public?
I think it was just, I think back then, because it was about 8 years ago, or 10 years ago, that everyone was going there in this area.
Yeah, but
I think it was just a good hangout. Like, people would go on there and
What, doing
shit
drugs
was-
and shit, or
I think
like,
so.
causing
And the
trouble?
police were just like, nah, because the police out this way are a bit,
Okay, because I was going to say like maybe there's something they're hiding. I don't know.
maybe.
But because of the light nature that you take with it, because you're not scared, that makes me
Yeah.
feel like you don't fully believe.
Yeah.
You've never
it's-
you've never seen anything. I'm guessing.
I-
I've never seen anything.
I've
never
had
seen
one experience, and it scared the hell out of me, which was, I
Okay.
swear,
All right.
I felt something touch my leg in bed. I don't know. I felt like I was pulled. Like, it was weird.
Well, okay, because that's the shit. That's like watching like
Yeah.
Paranormal Activity. Those movies.
Yeah.
Have you like
Yeah.
where they get pulled out from the? And a lot of people after they saw like
Yeah.
was that Paranormal Activity? And the person gets pulled from from underneath their
Yeah.
covers and they get dragged down the hallway.
Yeah.
It's like shit like that where people are like, I'm never sleeping with my leg hanging out of the bed ever again.
Yeah.
Fuck that shit.
And like, I was living in Adelaide, and I swear, like, when I was like in bed, I like heard my mum whisper my name, but she didn't live in Adelaide. She lived in Sydney, and I wasn't on the phone.
But she's alive, right?
Oh yeah, she's alive. But I fortunately heard her say like, Mitchiijohn, what the fuck? But it could have been the hangover. I could say it could have been the hangover I had.
It could have been the hangover, bro.
It could have been.
So you were drinking before. Okay.
There was a potential chance I could have been hungover, but
Oh,
I'm
I mean,
adamant there was some
Not to
paranormal shit going on.
Discredit, yeah, maybe. Look, I've had Tay a few times. I
Yeah.
do believe you though, because I've had Tay a few times. All of a sudden, wake up.
Yeah.
Tay's my wife. If no one knows. Wake up, and she'll go, "Did you say something?" And I'd be like,
Oh.
"Huh? What? No." And she goes, "Something just whispered." She's dead set, and it's happened like 3 times now. She's dead set that something
Wow.
whispered her name into her ear.
Oh man,
Like,
it's
like
very
she said it was clear as anything. She said as if
Yeah.
I was literally in her ear,
Yeah.
but from the other side of the bed, like on the. Fuck, dude! It's like, and of course I just go, you probably just were having a dream, woke up,
Yeah.
and blah blah blah, and I go back to bed. But then I'm like, fuck, like you
Yeah.
know what I mean? And
It's hard. It's very hard because like I don't know. I sort of believe that stuff. I sort of don't. Like
Yeah.
it's like psychics. I'm skeptical about them.
I
but-
don't believe psychics for
Ah.
one fucking minute, unless like, look, I do in ways, but I think a lot of them are scammy as fuck. I think
Yeah,
that,
a
I
lot
think-
of them. Oh yeah.
Look, I think there are like there's that Tyler Henry guy. I think he's like the
Oh,
psychic to
I-
the stars.
Yeah.
That shit is. But then again, surely someone would blow the lid on that if he was going around and he was on TV. It's hard to know. I think
Yeah.
there's a lot of scammers. I think there'd be plenty of people like it's like that guy a long time ago. There was some guy that would essentially he had a big show. There's a
Yeah.
big studio audience, and he'd be up there and he'd get people in the crowd and they come down, and he'd what was it like? And people start making spoofs on him and making like taking the piss out of it because
Yeah.
he'd be like, okay, I'm getting some, I'm getting a little some.
Yeah. I don't know. Like my.
But he would go like, all right, your mum, and they'd be like, I have a mum, yeah, and
Yeah,
okay, so
South Park did something like that, and it's
yeah,
oh,
and
South Park was somebody.
he start going, okay, she was like she used to like wear red or pink or blue or something, and he'd be and they'd be like, and he'd be like, "Oh, green." And they'd be like, "My mum used to always wear green. Always used to wear. Oh my god!" And people would be like, "How is it?"
So dumb.
And it's like he'd clearly just rattle a shit. Was it? Oh, John Edwards. It was John Edwards.
Oh, it was too.
Yeah, John.
Yes.
And it was just the most fake shit. I don't know if he ever got caught out for being.
I don't know. I think he's still around these days. I was just saying, like, my mum had just quickly. My mum did go to a psychic like maybe 7 years ago, and she did. She did. The psychic did predict a lot, and it was about me, and I wasn't there, and my mum didn't know any of this, but. I never once spoke to my mum about moving to Adelaide or nothing like that.
Psychic's like he's going to be part of the Ubisoft Star program.
No. Like,
he's going to get sent. He's going to go to BlizzCon. He's going to be like.
The psychic did say to my mum, like, your son's planning on leaving. Like,
oh shit!
Because I never spoke to my mum about moving out of home, going across the day. And she said something about my son's going to be moving and that he's going to be doing something with cars. And I don't like cars or anything. But when I did move to Adelaide, I did have a friend that was into like drifting, drag racing and stuff. And I actually was helping them on the tracks and stuff, watching them and stuff. And it's crazy that was predicted. So small things like that, perhaps.
Two things. Yep. I mean, that's so vague though. You have a teenage son.
Yep.
He's going to be moving soon. As a lot of boys that get their independence and become men move out of home. And also generic kind of guys like cars. Do you think that's partly it? And then there's the other thing of that they throw these things out and then you might be kind of like, oh, like say you go there for about yourself and they go, I see in your future you will become a banker. I don't fucking know, right? I'm just saying. And then you go, really? Oh shit! And then perhaps in just some little way, it influences that person to go. Maybe that's what I'm meant to be doing. Maybe I should pursue banking. Yeah, I like numbers. I like money. You know what I mean? Hard. And they fucking get amongst it. Do you reckon it's partially that people are like, because it either they throw really generic things out that are or it's like a placebo. No, placebo. Like
placebo. Oh no, I thought you meant placenta for a sec. I was like, wow.
It's like a placenta, you know what I mean? But you know what I mean? People kind of get that in their head then after that and they go, that person was right.
It's very hard. Like
it's hard to know. I mean, it'd be like the ultimate scammer job. Like you could do it.
I'm good at bullshitting. So
yeah, I know. That's the thing. And a lot of people are. That's the thing. So it's like, who do you trust? And it's like, how do we not have like definitive with all the things that people have said they've seen and blah blah blah. Well, this is about paranormal and all that. How do we not have like some sort of definitive right now? Finally, that it exists. It's like because we just don't know. It's like everyone's skeptical, and I'm skeptical. I don't know if I believe there's something though. I believe there's like
there's something there. Yeah.
It's not just us in a way. There's got to be there's something more to it. You can't.
Yep.
I've had too many reputable people that I know that have told me they've seen things or something's happened in that way, and that's what that's where I go. All right, well, why would they lie? Like, why would my grandparents lie? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's hard, man.
It's hard to separate because then people guaranteed would just make up stories for then
their money and stuff.
Yeah, and attention. So it's one of those things, dude. But it's such an interesting thing to always talk about because.
Yep.
Hearing people's like accounts. I mean, I do have one like story essentially, but in my mind, I'm like, what do I think it was? But Tay and I were at her parents' place, and her parents were out. This was back before we were married or whatnot, and I used to go around and whatnot. And we were watching like a movie on a bed on her laptop. And the movie ended, and actually two instances. I've had two instances of this happening, and you kind of go, is it just me? But then both of us heard it. But we were there, and I remember we started hearing, like, we had a door shut, and no one was home, and we heard running up and down the hallway, like, da-da-da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Or you could have been getting robbed.
That too. We came out and everything was gone, so it might have been that. But I honestly, I was too scared to go out. I was like, I was lying there, and you know that moment where you think you hear something and you freeze up? I don't know if it's just me, but you kind of can't move because you're like... I know what you mean, yeah. Both Tay and I were like, looking at each other, and I was like, what do you think I was? And she's like, don't, shh. Like, she's like, don't say anything. Yeah. And we were just there in silence, hearing these footsteps, like, but running, like, kind of like, like up and down. And we were like, and it was coming right up to next to the door where we were.
Yikes.
And eventually, after a couple of minutes, I went out and nothing was there. Actually, no, that time, Tay's little brother was was there. But I came out, but I balled up, and it was like maybe 2 minutes after that sound, and I went out. I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna fucking go out and just check it. I went out, and he was completely asleep. I went in, and I was kind of like, I was like saying his name at his door, which would have probably fucking freaked him out. But that wasn't even the house that was a house they moved around a few times, and they ended up back in the first house they started in, which is super crazy. Because they rented their house out, their original house, but the original house that her family lives in, they've all seen stuff in it. Like Tay's older brother has seen like a little. He reckons like a little gnome character, like dude like this little like small person thing that will stand at his door and look at him when he was a kid. But not only, like, her little brother has said he's seen things as well like that. So I've never seen anything, but God, it makes you, like, when I used to stay over there, like when I used to like sleep over there, I'd sleep on the couch in their fucking like living room, and your brain would all of a sudden think about those stories they've told, and you're like, this is the fucking house where they see shit, and I'm just like, fuck that, I don't want to open my eyes. Yeah, stuff like that. But I've never seen anything, so it's a bit like, you know what I mean? Until I see something, you can't fucking fully delve in and believe it. And it's like, ugh, do you believe in aliens? Is that a thing?
I don't know, but I did like have a fear of UFOs at one point because I was going on
UFO. Them.
Not a fear, but it was just creepy, like looking at photos of UFO sightings and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I just thought, if there was something out there, surely we would know about it by now.
You reckon?
But I do want to know more about Area 51. I hate that it's so secret.
Have you watched videos on Area 51 on YouTube where people go up to
trying
to get past the thing, and the camo dudes on the hills and shit like that? I encourage anyone, if you haven't looked up Area 51 on YouTube.
Like I'm like Googling right now.
It's so weird. There's no fences around the area from what I can gather. There's no fences. It's literally just there's one road in from what I can gather. One road in. There probably are a couple of... No, it seems like there's one. And there's just one point where if you pass that, you can go to it. But and there's no fence. There's no gate, nothing. It's just a pole that has a sign that says, do not cross this part. Fucking, I don't know if it says shot on sign, something like that. But it's
very serious and full on. Like,
very
I'm looking
serious.
At people held at gunpoint by camo dudes at Area 51 secret back gate. And like,
that's the one.
It's like 6 minutes. They got their hands up and like it's serious shit. Like,
if you cross it, they will drive down and fucking.
You got to be stupid to do it because it's government place at the end of the day. But it's like, what are you hiding? Like,
exactly.
I personally think that maybe I don't think it's aliens, but I think that's where they weapons, like nukes and stuff. I think that's what's kept there or what they study. And
but there have been people that, like old dudes that have worked essentially at Area 51. They got the credentials, and then they do these big interviews where they're like, yeah, dude, they're keeping aliens down there. Yeah, they cut them up. Yeah, they're real. You know what I mean? And you're like, holy shit, this guy's like full blowing the lid on it. How's the CIA not coming to his door and dragging away before he says that? Like, it's weird. I mean, it's like stuff like that. Yeah, I'm the same. It's like me saying about, oh, this streamer did this, but I can't say who it is, and everyone in the chat being like, fuck, like now I just need to know. Stuff like that. Are you like super curious about all that stuff? And it drives you a bit crazy not knowing? Like me, I just think like shit, I want to know before I die. Like I need to know. But
there's a lot of things I want to know before I die, hey.
Well, the world is a big mystery. I mean, that's the thing. That it's like, how could you not believe that there's something else out there when we barely have scratched the surface of our own universe, and we know there's I would imagine millions of universes on top of ours with their own different solar systems and whatnot. It's fucking wild, man.
It's so crazy.
We're still in the Stone Age at this point. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, it's not the Stone Age, but it is essentially the Stone Age. There's still so much to learn in what
will be uncovered down the track. And I just think I wish I knew at this point. It's crazy. I don't know how we got into that, but it fucking blows my mind.
I
love talking about all this shit. I prefer to talk about this shit than Twitch shit. You know what I mean? Like,
I know. I don't even know how we got on it, but I like it.
The tangent, bro. I'm telling you, I need to change that name, dude. 100%. I won't keep you for too much longer because we've gone for like I think 2.5 hours at this point. Yeah,
we have.
I'm finding these usually go anywhere from
it's dark outside. I didn't even realize it's dark outside. Wow.
Well, good. Hope that means time's been flying. It hasn't been a drag for you, dude. Oh, hell yeah, brother.
I love it.
Usually I go from like anywhere like 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah, we
And
like
Metal Maniac
what-
Mats, we went for almost 4 hours. Well, I won't give you 4. Yeah, it was
Oh no,
ridiculous.
I'm like loving it. Like I'm just looking at past ones now. That's so
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, no, it's people are seeming to enjoy watching
Yeah.
and talk and being on it. So I'm hoping
Yeah.
that keeps up. I jotted down about, when you said when you started streaming
Oh yeah.
and you did it because you were trying to like block out, I guess, like just experiences of like, do you find it's helped with real world experiences being a Twitch streamer?
Because like, how do I word it? It's like I had like a lot of stress and stuff going on back in 2017, and
Yeah.
I needed just a distraction because there was nothing worse than being at home, sitting there playing games, just constantly thinking about things. And I was like, you know what, I need a distraction, and that's why I started doing Twitch. And then like, it was great. And I thought, if this is helping me, I want to see if it could help other people. And it was great. And then after a while, I didn't really need the distraction anymore. And that was great, but it meant I still loved it and I still kept doing it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, like in the last like 5 months, I have needed another distraction, which has been great because it's then that's really inspired me to want to work harder on content. And it's great because when I'm off stream, I'm still distracted working on new things for the stream. And I love it, like because it gives me a chance to deal with all that shit in the day.
Yeah.
And then come home and just feel good, and I love it. I love that.
It's crazy because like people don't realize how much it. Like I've seen so many people that have jumped on Twitch and they've been so shy and so like almost insecure, and then you see them blow up as this like confident beast of a streamer, and you go, good on you. You know what I mean? It definitely seems to it brings a lot of people out of their shell.
It does.
I think it's
I'm usually a shy as hell person, but like I'm like off stream, I'm a completely different person. Like I don't.
You reckon?
Talk. Oh yeah, like I don't talk much when I'm at work. I just mind my own business.
Yeah.
Like, I'm one of those people. Like I've never been good at meeting people. Like, but when I'm like PAX was a great example because I always had some alcohol in me. I was a bit more loose, and people were shocked.
Yeah. I'm starting to wonder if I've actually talked to you now when you haven't at least had at least one drink in you.
I know when I met you at PAX, I was very, very like I was like that weekend. I had 2 flasks, one of each pocket. I was going for gold.
Yeah, you were actually. Yeah. I remember you walked up with Jackie. You're like, hey. Yeah,
my social anxiety was like up here, like it was higher than my standards. It was very high, like it was crazy.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm the same though in a way. I mean, as you know, I've never drunk because I don't trust myself with it. Yeah. But I like a lot of people. Well, I don't know. It's a bit of a fear thing as well. Like I have like a fear of not being in control of my own mind, and that's why I also have a slight fear of sleep because it trips me out thinking that I can't control what I'm. Essentially, my body isn't in full. I'm not in full control, so it trips me the fire. And same with alcohol. It all kind of and drugs. And I can't put anything in me that kind of trips my brain out a little bit because it just freaks me out. But I do, like a lot of people, going to a new place like a convention and knowing you're going to meet a whole bunch of people there. It's social anxiety central. I mean, even for someone that has minimal. But you seem to go to a ton of events. Like I don't go to many, but you go to like a lot of meetups and like a lot of content.
I like to meet people. I like to get out of the house. Like here in Sydney, I don't really have a lot of friends that live close by, so I don't go. Like when I was living in Adelaide, every Friday, Saturday night, I'd be out there partying, living it up. But here in Sydney, people either live like way too far away from where I live because I live like an hour and a bit out of the city, and it's just the effort of having to go there and then come home. So I stay home and it sucks. But when I have the chance to go to a convention and stuff or an event, for example, I take that opportunity as best I can to go and make the effort, make myself look nice for an night and just go and have a good time. But then, social anxiety kicks in and then I'm just like, all right, have a few drinks, come on, Mitch. And then it's like, oh crap, you've had too much. Like, get a grip. But
because for me, I've never been to like a Twitch meetup.
Oh yeah,
because
you should come to one.
Look, I can do one-on-ones with people. I can meet up with a rando that I barely know and hang out with them all day and feel completely comfortable and learn about them and talk to them. But as soon as I'm in a group situation, I find it hard. I think mainly because it's like, who do I talk to? I don't want to butt into this conversation.
Yeah,
I find it really hard to. I don't like group settings. I struggle with them. I think I'm definitely more of a meet with someone one-on-one and just hang out and give that person my full attention and learn about them. And what are your tips? Like, if it wasn't for drinking, do you have any tips of like it's probably like get a bit of alcohol and loosen up a bit? but
If you don't drink, okay, I'll try and figure this one out.
yeah, like what would be
Me,
like
it's has
like yeah, if you couldn't have alcohol at a meetup, what would be like? Would you go? Like if okay, that's a question. Would you go? If
no,
you couldn't?
I would still go.
Yeah.
Like I would go and just have a good time.
Yeah.
My advice would be go up, introduce yourself, because there's guaranteed to be someone else exactly like you out there.
Yeah,
that's like this.
That's
them.
and that's fucking true. That's a good point.
And if people are shit to you, then you know
every
to
time.
avoid them at all costs, and then just shit talk them when you find someone that doesn't treat you like that.
I like it. Yeah.
Because I could never be like that to someone. If someone
Yeah.
came up to me like, "What are you doing
Yeah,
here?"
it's
Yeah, and unfortunately, a few times it has happened to me. Not gonna
yeah.
lie.
Do you reckon?
yeah.
Okay, here's my thought. Do you reckon sometimes those people that are a little bit standoffish and make you feel a bit uncomfortable when you say hi to them? Do you reckon
Yeah.
it's because it's so easy to go fuck that person? You know, they
Yeah.
like what a piece of shit. Didn't give me the time of day. I don't.
Yeah.
You know, like made me feel kind of shitty. Do you reckon it partly though is that they're super anxious? And do you reckon sometimes it could be mistaken for that?
No,
Like, or do
for
you
me,
reckon-
it's that I think they think they're top tier shit when they're really not.
Really?
Like they're just a regular human being like yourself.
yeah.
And I mean, like I said, I told you I got a good bullshit detector, and I
Yeah.
can just tell straight up what kind of person they are. And it sucks, but then you just know. But I will cross my heart and say I have been wrong a few times and had people who I've judged on first basis, and then I've actually gotten to know them more, and I actually really like them.
Yeah.
And I like that. And but there's times where you just come across people who are just terrible, and then you just
Yeah.
go, you know what, screw you. You're not worth my time anyways. Like, I like to think that
100%.
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna waste my
it's-
time with people who are like that. So yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Sometimes people, unfortunately, chase those people a little bit too much because they're trying to seek validation, and it's funny because we're all on the same platform, but we do look at like the numbers, and it is kind of one of those things because you go, well, all these people like this person because they watch them. So then they must be worth my time investing in trying to get their attention. But that's the thing. Sometimes I'm starting to realize that potentially the world of view botting is more prevalent than we realize.
It's becoming actually, like, speaking of U-bots, there's so many more people that are using these days. And I'm like, it's
Yeah.
so obvious. I had to, like, I unfollowed somebody that I've been following for a while actually last night because I kept seeing they had like a regular of 10-ish, 20-ish, which is great. That's amazing. But then the last few weeks they've had like 600, 700, and they're playing a game that they're the only person on Twitch playing, which could happen. Not saying it can't, it can happen. But you go in there, and I did this as a test.
That's a fucking jump, by the way.
That's a jump, but I had their channel open, and I had chat open, and I went downstairs, I made some dinner.
Yeah.
I came back about 15, 20 minutes later, and there was like no comments in chat. And I'm just like,
it's hard.
how does that work?
Is
Like,
that
yeah.
Because there's a streamer that I've kept my eye on a little bit lately,
Yeah.
and they definitely don't push it to 600. That's so obvious. That's as showing your cards. But there's a guy that I have known for a fair while, and all of a sudden, he took a big break and he came back, and then he had pretty low viewership.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking like he would get down to like, I mean when I say low, this makes because I'm sure we both hit this, but
What could be low could be high for someone.
for what he was hitting before he left.
Yeah.
I think he used to hit like 40 or so. He was hitting like 10 viewers or so. And I thought, that's pretty low, but hey, it's to be expected. You take time off, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
But lucky for him, he had grassroots pretty much after I saw his viewership dipping quite a bit. And there's no shade on it.
No, I know who you're talking about.
Oh, really? Okay.
I do know who you're talking about, yep.
And then after grassroots, most people after grassroots, they retain a bit of it, but look, a lot of the numbers on grassroots are just front page. They're not
100%.
so much viewing your stream. They're on front page, and that counts as a view. It finished, and then his numbers stayed well and truly
Pretty high,
up to like 100 or so, or well, like always sometimes just over 75, which is good. And he was pushing for partner, and he applied for it, I know, and so far he hasn't got it. So it's kind of interesting. I don't know if he got like a thing back, but then as the weeks went on, he just started really like it went up and up and up to the point where he had like 250 viewers one night. And I thought it just seemed a little bit random. Like when I know people like throwing a few names out, even someone like say Vondel, who's a great streamer and sits on the same kind of 70ish
average
viewership. Not to like which is great. I would love to be there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he's been out for a long time, and he creates great content. He's always progressing,
Yeah.
and people love him and talk about him on social media and throw clips out. I'd probably how I found him. People throwing clips out there. But he sits around the same pretty consistently. It's hard to. It's like I was talking to Bags, I think, last week about how people sit for a long time at numbers and then they do jump up eventually. But there's usually a reason for it. But it's people in the 70 viewer category seem to sit around 70 viewers for a long time. But to get all of a sudden to 250 to seemed a bit of a jump.
Yeah, I noticed that as well. I was like, whoa, and I didn't know what it was.
Oh, so you know who I'm talking about?
I'm pretty sure I know who you're talking about. I was going to message you who I think it was, but they did take like a long time off, and I took like 3 weeks off. Last year, and I came back, and it was a slow build back up, and it's like, and
it's going to look bad because I was talking about this then on MattyAP, the same person on MattyAP. It's just because it's the most interesting case study of it. That's the only thing. Yeah. Like, it's the most interesting case study of that. 100%. That okay, so. It's wild, dude. No, you're 100% right. 100% right. You nailed it. It's
crazy. Like, I did too. Look, I think a lot of people did.
To know it. It's like, it's fucking crazy. I mean, how?
I wish I could do it because, like,
it's like, does he not know it? That's like, it's like getting into the mind of the fucking view botter.
It's hard. Like, I think it's legit because I do see their numbers fluctuate, and that's like they still get some great numbers. But when they first came back, I was like, hang on, like they're just going up. How did that happen?
It doesn't work that way.
It does. Like for me, like for you, for me, if I did that, like it, like
people would know straight away, dude. Like it'd be too obvious, and it is in a way, and it isn't because I think he's not a bad streamer. I think he puts effort in.
Yeah, he does, and I give him credit.
He comes across as a nice dude. The problem is he causes beef in himself by maybe, but then he might not be. But it's like weird that the few people I talk to, I don't say who. It's just people. Yeah. So I'm not the only one thinking it. But the thing that I'm getting to is that a couple of people wrote a tweet, or someone wrote a tweet that I know he's connected with about saying anonymously, kind of, we know who you are, we know you're view botting, it's obvious, blah blah. And then 2 days later, he came back finally streaming after that. First stream back, he was back down to like a normal person of his site, like 30 or so viewers. So it looked really sus, like he had switched it off. But now, I don't know. It does seem like it's hard to know. I guess what's your view on view botting? It's like, what wouldn't it be?
It's bad. It's stupid. Like, it's a bannable offense. You want to put in, like, for me, if I fucking did that and then my channel that I've worked hard on for the last year and a half got blocked because I decided to do the cheat way, then I would be really devastated. So I'd rather do things legit way. Okay, and
more of a question: do you think it affects you? Other people view botting?
Yes, I think it could, depending on if they're playing the same game as I am.
Yeah.
If they're playing a completely different game that I don't ever plan on playing, I don't really care. Because
it's like Twitch does it to itself in a way. I'm kind of victim shaming here in a way. because of the hierarchy of putting the topmost viewed things, streamers at the top, right, of the listings. So of course it makes people want, like. But then it makes sense in a way. Like, do you think the way Twitch does it with top tier viewer streamers at the top, like highest, because they've obviously got the viewership.
Yeah,
do you think they're saying that should be done about that?
I think something should be done about.
Escalate or share the love, or do you think the system works?
I think share the love, because I never look at the Discover page on Twitch. I never do, like my bookmark.
I've started to.
Oh, really? I try not to. I look at the browse to see what the popular games are at the moment, but my Google Chrome, as soon as I open it, my home page is the following page.
Yeah, okay, so here's the funny thing. Same with mine, but Twitch did something interesting. And this could be in my mind. I'm pretty sure they did this.
Yeah.
They switched the labels. So you know, you've got following, discover, browse, try prime, all that stuff.
Yep.
I think they actually had following first and had discover second or something like that. And all of a sudden I noticed they had switched, because I kept doing muscle memory of clicking following.
Yeah.
Which now is where following was where discover is now.
Yeah.
Discover is first. And
I hated that to that. Yeah. That threw me off.
Yeah, but it's like, but then it kind of made me go, like, something about it being there made me start clicking on discover more. And I got more familiar with the discover page.
Yeah.
And I've actually found a few new streamers through it, and it's interesting, like that slight little tweak of where they put the thing. So maybe that was even just a step in the right direction of helping give exposure for smaller streamers. But yeah, but at the same time, it's still not combating like the viewbot thing, and to them maybe they just don't care that much. But it does kind of kill their platform in ways because people can't grow if everyone starts viewbotting past them, and unfortunately, people don't so much seem to go off if the content is good. They go off if the stream seems hype.
I wish Twitch did where you go into a game like I'm doing now, and I've clicked on Siege and it starts at the highest viewing person and it goes down from there. That's cool. I wish you could have the option to flip it.
Bro, but here's the thing. Okay, yeah. I like where your head's at, but if you okay, so I've never scrolled down that. Yeah.
No one scrolls down that far. Like I'm scrolling down now. I'm still going.
Have you ever scrolled to the bottom of like just chatting? And the bottom of just chatting is just junk. I hate to say
it's people. It's people playing games. Like they keep on.
Not even. It's a lot of time. The bottom of just chatting isn't even people there. It's just weird little like. Yeah, it's just. It literally is the trash of Twitch. It's just it's just random shit. It's like I can't even explain it. It'll just be random shit. Like just but you barely ever even someone on screen. It's just shit running on a person's screen. So if you had that and flip it, it's like if they could categorize like within categories like Siege, if they could have some sort of like subcategory, because you know how they added tags to the bottom.
Oh my god!
And
tags.
What
are
they
stupid.
doing with that? So it's like why can't they have a thing that in each category, say like just chatting or Siege or Fortnite, depending on what tag you've put, it might be irrelevant, blah blah blah, but let them have just a couple of tags per. And so I think people should only be allowed to have like 3 tags or whatnot, which I think they've allowed more now.
Yeah, it's more and more now.
But it'd be great if only 3 tags, so you had to really put in what you think would be the best for your stream, so it suits. But then have any category that's detected at that time of people playing under that category, you can have a drop down, and all those tags that exist for the minute during a Siege category, people can go, all right, well, I'm looking for this type of Siege streamer. I'm looking for like someone that's more chill, someone that's like hard game, like high octane gameplay.
Like to find Australians, like,
you know what I mean? And even if someone puts like an Australian tag or like English, it just seems like they're not utilizing tags well enough. And I'm like, why not? Like that would be perfect for it.
Communities. I was more engaged with communities, but apparently. That's how I found Strange to people. Like that's how I found.
Same.
I found you because you hosted me.
I did it.
But like I used to use it all the time, and there's no option to. But thankfully, there's like a Twitch ANZ page where there's a bunch of Australian streamers. It shows you what game they're playing, their name, their stream title, and how many viewers, and you can swap it to go from the lowest viewer to the highest viewer, which is what I like to do after every stream. If there's no one I'm following online, I'll go find somebody new, and I love that page so much. You can even, if you're an Australian streamer, you submit your channel in. And almost everyone has.
Oh, that's the directory.
Yeah. Almost any.
What's that called again? Because someone told me about that the other day.
It's twitchanz.com.
Twitchanz.com, yeah.
And they're saying that there's 1,461 ANZ channels. 150 of them are live right now.
Whoa.
And like that's amazing. Like because I personally like to follow Australian streamers because obviously if I follow, like I'm open to any streamers. It's just that number one, I have to follow a streamer that's English. Yeah. And number two, Americans are never online when I'm online, so it wouldn't make sense that much. So I rather support the Australian community.
Yeah,
100%. Australia.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. And you've got more chance of eventually making that kind of friendship that when you do go to some pact, you can catch up with them actually IRL.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, so one of the last things I want to talk about, you're streaming for Corvid A now. Corvid A? Is that, am I saying that right? Corvid A?
That
happened recently, yeah? Like,
yeah. I was looking for a new stream team. No shade against my old stream team. I just wasn't really getting support that I was originally intended to be promised.
Right.
And nothing really came for that after 6 months. There was no tweets, no retweets after November.
Okay, yes.
And I was like, okay, come on. So I decided to venture out, look for some stream teams. There was some that I was recommended, some that I was told to avoid.
Yep.
And then I was sort of not approached, but kind of I found out someone I actually knew was behind the scenes at Corvid A, and I didn't know that. And they were actually looking for streamers, and I just asked. I was like, hey, I know I'm not really a big time streamer because most of the streamers are partner streamers and
Okay.
amazing content creators that I do look up to.
Yeah.
And originally they said no, and I was like,
right.
oh, that's cool. And then
Okay.
I found out they were actually joking. And I was like, oh, and they like, here. I was like, oh,
Was that IRL or was that over like a message?
No, over Facebook.
What? Okay.
They were like, nah, because they see my drinking stream that I told you about before.
Okay, yep.
They're like, yeah, it's not good if we have people who drink on stream there. And I was like, fair enough. And then they go, I'm just fucking with you here. And I was like, oh, thanks. Like, so that was amazing because to be a part of a team that I follow like 50% of streamers off that team was surreal. And that's great. Like, and I love being part of it because they actually do weekly highlights. They always like a retweet and sharing my stuff, and
for real, okay,
very supportive. And like I think a lot of them are going to IEM in like the end of next month, the start of next month. Yeah, so it'll be great to hang out with them. And just I actually want to get myself a jersey and support that team there, even though I don't know if they're playing or not, but to be able to support that team with my name on the back and I think that's gonna be surreal. So I've only been with them for like a month, but I'm glad I'm working towards something and meeting new people from it, and going from there.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. Yeah, because I've never joined a stream team, and I guess for me, I just wouldn't know where to start with joining one, and I would worry that I'd get in with the wrong one and then feel like I have to dip or something. Yeah.
It's always.
Do you feel like it's a big commitment or a big choice, or do you think it's something that you don't have to be too? You can be a bit more relaxed about it. And like, is there like a big kind of thought process, or do you kind of just find a team that you gel well with? Like, what's like the kind of mindset of going after a team? Is it just you see people you like in it and it just...
I look for ones that have seen people grow from the opportunities that come from that team.
Yeah.
And like I've had unfortunately two unsuccessful teams in the past now. The first one was one that everybody was all wanting to be a part of, and over time...
The Down Under team?
Yes. Yeah. And then it did, after myself and a bunch of people were kicked out of that group.
You're one of the ones that got kicked, because I was one
of the ones kicked out.
Did they didn't tell you when you got kicked, did they?
50-50. I'm not in their defense, but they did say you needed to reapply, and I didn't get the memo because I didn't never check Discord, and then I was kicked out, and then a lot of drama came from that, and I thought, you know what,
that's filthy that they'd make someone reapply when they've already been accepted. That's very odd. I mean, they kind of, they fucked. But
at the same time, there was no support there. Like, people weren't hosting each other. Yeah. There was the rules were auto-hosting. People weren't doing that. Like, and there was just nothing from it. I think people just wanted the name for it, and I wanted to join the team for what it originally was. But then over time that died, and then obviously, if you know the story about what happened after that, you know the story. I'm not going to get into that.
We covered it with Matt.
That happened. Interesting drama. I like drama.
There's a lot of drama. Yeah.
But now I'm in a good place. I'm happy with the team I'm with, and I think if I always check, don't just join it because of the name. Find out what's in it for you. I know it sounds selfish if you're looking for a team. No, find out what's in it for you. Find out what you're going to get from it. If you're going to help them, find out what they can do for you. Because you don't want to be doing something like that. But like I said, the ANZ's full of like some drama.
I know. Well, it hasn't been really much drama in a little while. For a couple of months there, it seemed like it was non-stop drama.
Not a lot of drama, but like. Off stream stuff I seen like a month or so ago. Like that was at an event I was at, and I was
really.
Wow.
What do you think it is? Do you think it's because we're a bit more of a tight community that we see this stuff and we hear about it? Because America doesn't have so much like American community, but they have a fuck ton of drama, but it's more segregated. Yeah. And you don't hear about like drama from other countries, but maybe that's because we're not. I'm sure there is, but. Do you think it's just because we're in Australia, so we hear about it, or do you think it's that Australia does just have some fucking drama, like more than other communities? Like, I don't know. I don't think it's that bad. I think it's really, when it comes down to it, it's only been a couple of people causing drama. It's died down a lot,
which is good, because unfortunately in this community it's a big community, but in that community there are groups and cliques, and unfortunately there is a select group of up here that are like, you're either in this group or you're not, and you got to be on our level of top tier shit, while I just buzz around, do my own thing, because I don't believe in that nonsense. I believe in getting to know everyone, same thing at the end of the day for the same reasons.
Yeah.
I'm at the end of the day, I love games. I do this because I love games.
Yeah, I think that's a good reason. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that's a
but
pretty good reason.
it's like high school, and like lately it has been like high school, and it's kind of tempted me to not stream because of it. But then I'm like, you know what? No,
Yeah.
I want to be better than that, and that's what I do.
I have to admit, like, seeing attitudes is a bit of a turn off. You
It
know what
really
I mean?
is,
It's funny how it really can. It's a shame because you don't want to. It's like, do you think these people were like this to start with? The people that grow, and then, or do you think that it's because of? It'd be a case by case, of course. But you think, do you think a bit of like it goes to people's heads, or do you think that maybe like because they are kind of looking for that hierarchy, they do grow to that position where because they're so determined to get there? Like,
it's hard.
It's hard.
Some
to
people
know.
may have been like that their whole lives. Like in school, they probably were the top tier in high school and stuff. Or some people are just go from what they've got, but. I like seriously, if like stay clear of it all. Like, be on the side. Be like, don't be like me. But I like being on the sidelines, knowing what's going on, so I know who to avoid and who not.
100%. Yeah.
Don't be the one involved in it. And if you are unfortunately in it, try and diffuse it because Sorry, I'm just reading Bag's comment.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's just like I like we're all adults in the day, like, and there have been people who are older than me in this whole heap of drama. I'm like I'm 24 years old. Like, act mature. Like, it's not hard to be.
I think once you get to a certain age, you keep developing, but a bit slower than from being like a young adult to an adult kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's almost like age just doesn't become a thing of whether someone is more intelligent than someone, or someone that is like full of less drama than someone else. I think it's I mean, people can be in their 50s and be causing drama and acting like a child. So I think that's at that point, it's like, you would hope that everyone would be acting a certain way. And I mean, look, I think without a little bit of drama, sometimes that drama does really show you at the end of the day who you really want to fuck with in the community. You know, it kind of sometimes it can bring out some bigger issues.
Like, I should disclaim it, like, who you want to hang with, not who you want to shag.
Yeah, who you want to hang with, not fuck like who you want to fuck with your bloody bits and pieces. I gotta stop saying that term. Yeah, people probably take that the wrong way.
It's funny. I just was fucking with you, but like I'm
sure there's someone that's like, fuck with. Wait, maybe wants to fuck everyone.
Stalk me IRL.
Wait, what?
Stalk me IRL. Meet me in my park where I go on.
He's already given like he's just tracked down the VOD where he's given away his details. Okay, so. Final thing, and I'm going to start doing this for every stream that comes on, or every content creator. I want you to nominate someone that you think you'd like to see on the podcast. Who's someone that, and someone that, I mean, I guess it could be someone that's fucking big, but I mean,
Australians or like anybody,
anyone. Who's a streamer that you would, if you could recommend anyone to be on the podcast, who would you recommend? Who's someone that you would love to see more of and who you respect? And I don't know, I think it'd be interesting to see your take. And if there's someone that I think is like, oh yeah, I might actually hit him up. Like, is there someone that comes to mind when you think?
I like to think Anomaly. Do you know who Anomaly is?
H1Z1 player, yeah.
Yes.
100%.
I say that because like back when I first started getting into stream, she was one of the first channels I did like discover, and I think she's built up a great community. Everyone in that community is so nice. Every time I go in, her channel is great mainly because of her community, I think, and the gameplay as well. Like, every time I go in there, I'm always welcomed. She did build, like, she's been a really good Australia H1Z1 advocate, and I know we won't be talking about H1 too much, but
no, that's fine.
She became a partner, and I think it'd be good to have her on to talk about community stuff, like, because she's good at keeping it all in check. And I've never seen, like, you do unfortunately get the occasional fuckhead that comes in and says something, but
of course,
mods are quick to fuck that shit off. But that's somebody I'd recommend, because it definitely helped when it came to streaming, how to manage chat and stream at the same time. And I do like it. I love a good channel where I can go in and feel welcome straight up, and everyone's so good there. So that's a channel I would recommend.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people would I could imagine would recommend or like agree with that. Yeah, I haven't watched a lot of her, but I've definitely seen a little bit of her stuff, and she seems like she's definitely got, like what you said, like a good community going on. I feel like whenever I'd gone in there, I didn't feel like it was one of those ones where I didn't feel welcome. You know what I mean? Because nothing worse than those communities where you go and you feel completely like, am I doing they want me here, or should I just leave? 100%. All right, I'll keep that in mind, bro.
Yeah.
Well, quickly,
Years.
Final. Enough
Yeah.
about me.
Oh,
Did
no.
anyone ask you any questions?
I don't reckon people would.
Let me check. I think Mustafa was writing something. Where's my phone? Because I can't bring it up on Discord on here because then you won't be on screen. So let me just. I think Mustafa was writing something, but maybe not. See, my fault though, because I bloody threw it out there like way too late again.
Oh no. There probably isn't many questions to me. I feel like I unleashed a lot.
Mustafa says, "Why do you have the best alerts?"
And
he also said thoughts on Shondell. Who the fuck? I hear you talking about Shondell. Who the fuck is Shondell?
So there's this TV show. It's a shitty TV show called Scream Queens, and it's just about a killer in a high school camp, or not high school, college campus. And they hire like these two security guards, Denise and Shondell. And Denise goes inside to investigate a scream while Shondell stays in the car asleep, and the killer was actually in the back seat of the car.
And the next thing,
the killer stab. It's a comedy show, I should point out. And the killer stabs her in the throat, and Denise runs to the car to come get Shondell and gets in the car and turns around and sees. She's like, the killer's in the house, and then she sees Shondell, and she's just like, Shondell, why you got a knife? And like Shondell's just. I don't know. I every time I see that, I laugh. And I will always keep that as my follow alert. And it used to be, it's the volume of that is only 30%. That thing used to be on 100.
Holy shit, 'cause I've heard
it used to be on 100 back when I first started, and I realized, holy fuck,
people would get that ears blasted.
But as it goes on, I am lowering the voice.
That's so funny.
But I will always keep that as my follow alert, hand on heart. No matter how big of a streamer I may become, 1 in 10%, I'll keep that as.
Wow, you don't get tempted to like mix up. Damn, that's.
I would like to mix it up, but I feel like Shondell's my mascot. She's been with me since the start.
That's fucking commendable, man. I actually it's like me with the cup stacking girl, where she goes, yes, but I took that away for a while. That used to be like early day, and I took it away, and I was like, no, I'm bringing that shit back. I've changed the actual like visuals of the alert, but you got to. It's a little bit, you know what I mean? Like it is hard to like want to switch it because it's what you become accustomed to and used. Yeah. So I agree.
I do mix up like the host. On Friday nights, the host, sub, and raid commands are Rebecca Black Friday.
Oh shit! Oh, okay.
Every Friday, that's the Friday alert, except for the follow. And then every day of the week, it's my main ones. But I do mix those ones up a little bit every now and then. But every Friday, if you're in my streams, it's Rebecca Black. Got to get
party, baby. Yeah. Grab your bowl of cereal and okay. Draws also says, look, this might be a reference. I don't fucking know. Apologies. Okay. So he says, drop it. Who's a boss ass Mitch? Oh, they're like bitch, Mitch. I just got it.
My sub alert is just to drop it, and then it's a bunch of people twerking.
Oh shit.
And then my boss ass Mitch. Oh, it's a song called Boss Ass Bitch. Boss Ass Mitch, and that's just me yeeting an empty can of cider in the alert, and or it's me as a nun crumping.
I have seen your nun cosplay. Very inspiring.
It was a great drunk night out.
I can imagine. Mitch, bro, this is the perfect time to for the part of the show where I say plug yourself, which sounds fucking terrible. I probably should think of a better way to say it. But if anyone wants to find you on anything, social media and Twitch and whatnot, where can they bloody find you? And they better follow.
Yeah, you can find me on my Twitch, Instagram, Twitter, which is just at Mitchiijohn. I stream pretty much every day of the week except Tuesdays and Thursdays. We play a variety of games, mainly Siege, but I am branching in different games. If you want to talk to me about anything Marvel, DC related, come do that. Like, we are grinding for 2K follows at the moment, so if you want to come support
make it happen.
Once we hit 2K, we're doing a 12-hour stream, and I don't know what I'm doing on it yet. So if you want to send some suggestions, chuck them in. If there's any games you think I should play, let me know. Always down for that stuff. So mainly just Twitter. Is an online diary for me. I vent. But if you want to come meet some people who have the same passions as games and stuff, come on in, join. Feel free to come join.
Fuck yes. You know what? That's the best plug that someone's given so far. Every time I say plug stuff, everyone's like, plug. I guess I stream.
I get awkward about it because I feel like it's self-promoting.
No, that's perfect. I hope that people coming on this know that that this is the perfect platform to just get hopefully that extra something on top of what they're already doing. You know what I mean? Hopefully I would hope that I can help get a couple of extra followers or new loyal fans and whatnot?
I have seen I have my OBS open, and Shondel's been going off a few times. So,
Really?
thank you to those people.
Dude.
That have come. I'm trying to get up my list, but it's loading. But thank you to those.
Yeah,
I'll get some names and say thank you.
Well, make sure are you streaming tonight?
Maybe I'm dinner, and we might be playing the very last episode of Telltale's The Walking Dead. Maybe it's either tonight or tomorrow.
Hopefully, a few people come by and for that have just followed and show some love and hang out.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Man, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast. It's been a pleasure having you, dude.
Thanks for having me, man. Sorry I had to step away before, ruined the vibe. Yeah, who was at the door? If anyone wanted to know.
Oh, yes. Why did I not ask that? How did I not?
It was my neighbor. Their kid kicked the ball over the fence, and the kid was knocking. And I thought I heard knocking before, but it stopped. And then the parent came because my car's in the driveway, and they just went.
Hold on, son. My knock's a lot stronger. Bam, bam, bam.
Yeah. Well, it was fairly. Yeah. So I was like, I heard it before, and I thought loud knocking, and I thought, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. But shit.
I was thinking, what the hell's that? But now I know. So yeah.
Yeah. No, it's good. Right. At least you weren't getting swatted, because on the topic of that, it was kind of a little bit. The timing of that was a little bit like, oh god, okay.
Yeah, I was just like, who is that? Like, no one knocks on this door. It's either like legit. It's either just those people or Jehovah's Witnesses, because there's actually a Jehovah's Witness camp like next to us. It's like legit.
Really?
1 minute down the road.
Oh
yeah.
Shit, okay.
It looks like some creepy shit, but yeah. my life.
Your life. Yeah. Well, hey, at least you got a nice park across the road, man. So balances it out. Brother, thanks so much. Hopefully I'll be able to get you on again down the track. Obviously, this is like a daily thing, so it'd be a pleasure to have you back, down the track, and we can talk about... I mean, I actually still have stuff on this list, essentially, that I didn't get to, but I figure I've taken up most of your time already.
It's all good, man. Thank you for having me.
No, my pleasure, man. And yeah, we'll keep talking. We'll continue this on another podcast down the track. But yeah, is there anything else you want to say before I get you the fuck out of here?
Thank you for having me, and thanks everyone for being kind in chat.
Absolute pleasure. Yeah, and I feel like the chat's been quite good today. It's been like a good amount of movement. So yeah, thank you to everyone that's stuck around and listened to us talk about a whole bunch of shit. We covered a fair few bases as well, including the paranormal, which is great.
We'll get into some conspiracy theories next chat.
Bro, I am
conspiracy theories.
100% on board for that. 100% on board. Now that we've talked about the come up of Mitchiijohn and like the stream stuff, next time we can fucking talk about anything. Like it'll go wherever. So, and that's what I hope for returning guests on the podcast, that we've kind of done the story of and whatnot of streaming and whatnot. I hope that then it just goes in weird directions after that, talk about whatever. So I look forward to next time, man. Good luck with your stream, and good luck with finishing Batman.
Thank you, good sir.
Enjoy the rest of your night, man.
You too, dude. Farewell, everyone.
Mitchiijohn. Go check him out. Right, see you, brother.
See you, dude.
Take care.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.